Please put your hands together for Miss Jodie Marsh.
I am the bollocks. I actually am. Maybe that's my flaw. I'm too big-headed. Eddie Hearn was one of my biggest bullies at school. I wanted to be a model to prove to my bullies that I wasn't ugly. I discovered clubs at 14. I was in Ministry of Sound at 14 years old. I've been to female strip clubs as a punter. That's how I started in strings. The manager came over to me and he said, "Why do you keep coming here? You should be working here." There was another huge rock star, and I'm talking world, global, royalty rock star. I was his fan, and then he's in front of me going, "No, I want a threesome."
Did you have a big night or a big week? Or?
Oh, I earned 10 grand a week every week. I competed in a steroid show. I was the only natural in the whole show. I still placed 4th. I did have a boxing match against a glamour girl.
What was the result?
Draw. But we proper smacked the shit out of each other. Like 2 weeks of marriage and tried to take half my... He put a charge over my house with the land register. There were 34H.
Now, I mean, that's big, right?
Yeah. I have my slaves on there, want me to abuse them.
So people pay you?
Yeah, to
Is that when you become Jodie Marsh? Welcome back to the Terry Stone Connection, and today I'm joined with a fellow Capricorn. Her name's Jodie Marsh. You may remember her, and if you don't remember her, where have you fucking been? Google her and you'll know what she's all about. Please put your hands together for Miss Jodie Marsh in the building. How you doing, babe?
I'm all right, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Thanks for having me.
We've never really met, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Right, considering the circles we all move in.
Yes, same circles, like complete same circles. So, yeah, weird that we haven't met.
You're a proper Essex girl.
Yeah.
I'm a proper Essex boy.
Yeah.
But
I was the original Essex girl before Towie and all that stuff.
I know, it's your fault you started all that
I know.
But what I'd love to get into, Jodie, is there'll be loads of people watching this that will know who you are. But for the listeners and the viewers that don't, and also they may only know you for one thing, or they may only remember you from something. So I'd love to just hear a little bit about where you grew up, where you was born, what your family life was like, and just a little bit about you.
Oh, God. So I was born in Orsett, Tilbury. And then when I was a tiny baby, we moved to Brentwood. And then lived in Brentwood all my life. Had the most amazing family. My mum and dad, my mum's passed on now, but my dad, mum and dad were amazing. Best childhood ever. Best childhood ever. I mean, we were brought up in the countryside and we were pretty much feral because we just ran around the countryside like causing carnage. And for me, I spent all my time with animals. I've always loved animals. So I spent all my time, like I'd be climbing trees and playing with the cows in the cow field. And we had a farm next door and that had sheep. And during lambing season, I'd be over there helping the farmer with the baby lambs. And so very much like I was a real tomboy and a real country girl, surrounded by animals. We learnt to shoot and drive very, very young.
So you're a crack shot?
Yes, very much so. We had a shooting competition recently, and of course I won. Well, I was in the Army Cadets for 4 years as well, and I became a marksman in the Army Cadets.
What rank were you?
Well, I don't think you have ranks in the cadets.
I didn't know, because I was going to say, if you was a sergeant, I would address you in the correct manner.
Oh, no. No, but I ended up being in charge of the armoury section, and because I got 99% on my gun test, and I was so good with shooting.
Okay, now I don't upset you. I actually love shooting. I come into it late, but it's a great sport, whether you're doing clays or whether you're doing game.
I wouldn't shoot anything alive, but yeah, I'm a very good shot.
But you never shot anything real. You've only shot.
No, only clays or targets or whatever. No, I wouldn't shoot an animal. I rescue animals. I can't shoot them.
No, of course. But then growing up, like you said, you had a really happy childhood. And you was like you said, a tomboy, bit of a farm girl.
Yeah.
But most people will obviously remember you from, being this sort of. I don't want to call you a glam. I know you was a glam model, but you was sort of like a celebrity model, and I think that spun out of because there was a TV show that you. Well, how old was you when you did that?
So. When I first got famous, it was on a TV show called Essex Wives, and I was 22, I think, when we filmed that.
So when you was at school, was you like academic?
Yes, very much so.
Right, so you was academic.
I got straight A's and A stars in everything.
Wow.
Like 11 GCSEs, all A and A star. Like I was a proper little geek, boffin.
I love that. Tomboy geek.
I was. Proper geek.
And did you go uni as well?
No. And the only reason being is I got bullied at school really badly for being a geek and a boffin. And I got so badly bullied that when it came to any further education, I didn't want to leave my parents because home was my safe space. So, you know, when kids at school, they can't wait to go to uni, to leave home and get away from their parents and go and get drunk with their friends and whatever. I didn't want to leave my parents because they were my safety. They were, you know, I feel sorry for kids now because they can't escape it because bullying is online now. But when I was at school, I'd get bullied at school, and as soon as I was home, I was safe. No one could get to me because we didn't have the internet. Do you know what I mean? It's awful for kids now. But yeah, so I didn't go to uni. I actually, this is probably quite boring if anyone watching knows loads about me because I've said this before, but I wanted to be a vet or a lawyer. Right. I was very academic and I always wanted to work with animals. My only reservation was I didn't think I could put them to sleep as a vet because I'd just be crying all the time. And then from being so badly bullied at school, they started on because I was a geek and a boffin and whatever. And then it went to like my physical appearance. You're ugly, you're this, you're that. And so I decided in my stupid young teenage brain that I wanted to be a model to prove to my bullies that I wasn't ugly.
So with the bullying, right? Was it a mixed school? So you had boys and girls there?
So it was a private school and it was a boys' school. Private school, and the year that I joined was the first year they started taking girls.
Right.
But they were still two separate schools, but on the same grounds.
And was the boys doing the bullying? Or
yeah.
Right, okay. And, you know, I can't stand bullies.
No.
Right? And I think the only thing that you can do to them is smack them in the mouth. And I know that's probably not what people say works, but it worked for me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
no. Most of the worst bullying was from the boys. Right? I mean, I was bullied by girls as well, but the worst was from the boys. Again, it's kind of public knowledge that Eddie Hearn was one of my biggest bullies at school.
Wow.
And that was sort of made public. Oh God, when I first got famous, because it was literally, you could ask anyone I went to school with, and they'd tell you it was him.
But what I'm trying to understand, right? Was the bullying just because you was in a minority and they just thought it'd be funny to terrorise you, or do you think it was because they were jealous of you?
I honestly don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, I know that I was different because it was a private school. My mum and dad had done well and they had money and they knew how clever I was. So they were like, right, we want you to go to the best school. Like, they wanted the best for me. And I knew I was different because all the kids at the school were very much into designer labels. They'd all come in showing off, wearing, even their socks would be like Armani or Calvin Klein or whatever it was popular at the time. And I wasn't into that. I've never been into fashion. I've always followed my own fashion. Like, you know, just I create my own looks. I don't ever follow fashion, never have. Right. So I was sort of this little hippie, like tomboy farm girl. Right. Living in the countryside, surrounded by animals, going out shooting and driving and crazy stuff. And then they were all sort of little, I say posh kids, but they weren't really. They were posh chavs, really. Right. Like, a lot of them were from New Money.
Essex boys done good.
Yes, your standard Essex boy done well. Right. So, and I just wasn't that. I was someone who appreciated the value of money, and knew that my parents had worked hard to get me into that school. So I worked really, really hard, but also I loved excelling at school. Like, even from infant and junior school, I was top of the class in everything. You know, I loved it. I loved school and I loved learning. And I don't know, I think because I stood out because I loved learning and I did really well, whereas everyone else was messing around being class clown and acting up and not, you know, it wasn't cool to be clever. Right. And then I think like the things like non-school uniform days where you'd come in your own clothes or whatever, they'd all be coming in full designer, where I'd be coming in like some hippie flowery skirt and like whatever. You know, I just never. So I wasn't a standard Essex person.
Got it. So because you didn't fit in, you become a target.
Yeah.
And it never got sorted. It just carried on and on and on.
My mum and dad were down the school constantly with the headmaster and Barry Hearn, Eddie's dad. And that there were constant meetings. Right. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And nothing ever got done, ever. It was relentless. And And I would say of all those boys that bullied me, probably 90% of them as adults have come up to me at some point, found me and come up to me and said sorry.
Do you know something? I genuinely think I don't actually know why people do it.
No.
But I think that when you get a little bit older, you know, like you said, you wake up and you think, actually, terrorising that girl or that guy was bad.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't cool.
And actually making an effort to say they're sorry. I mean, I know it's a bit fucking late because you've been, you know, traumatised by it for fucking years. But I suppose in a way that sort of made you. Was it when you become famous, or was it
after I was famous?
Okay, yeah, so it was all like, oh, Jodie, you know,
Yeah.
just want to apologise.
Yeah, it was that.
But
you know, still, whatever. It's nice.
What was your first job when you actually left school then?
Oh God! Well, my first job, I was still at school. I was 14, and it was washing up in a restaurant.
Right.
At 14, I think I was on £1 an hour, and then that I didn't last very long there because I just hated it and it stunk. I hated all the dirty food plates. I just hated it. So my next job, I went from there to there's quite a well-known place, you might know it, called Old MacDonald's Farm in Brentwood. It's like a petting farm and they've got fairground rides and stuff.
I've never been. I've heard of it. But I've never been.
So my second job was there and I worked in the restaurant there, but I wasn't washing up. I was serving and taking all the orders and cleaning tables and all of that. And actually I did such a good job that the owner of the farm at that point sort of put me in charge of the whole restaurant. Like at 15 years old, he was like, just you run it. Like it was just me and a chef and that was it. And so the whole restaurant was sort of my domain. And then I used to get my friends in when I knew we were going to have busy periods. I'd employ my friends to come in and help, like wait tables or whatever. And I loved that job. That was fun. It was next door to my house. Like at the time, it was beautiful. And they had all the animals and stuff. It was just cool. Right. Then my next job from there was Hollywood's in Romford.
Right.
Worked
Hollywood's.
Yeah. Worked on the door there.
So what was you doing there?
I was the door dolly. So I was.
know, yeah. So you go, no, your name's not there. You're not coming in.
Yeah.
Did you turn any of the bullies away?
No, I never saw any of the bullies at Hollywood's actually.
You walk up the door and you go, you're definitely not coming in.
Yeah, no, I never saw them at Hollywood's. I don't think they were cool enough for Hollywood's. Right. Hollywood's was cool back in the day, like, back in the day. Yeah. So that was my next job was Hollywood's Romford. Then from there I worked loads. Well, my next sort of main job was Ministry of Sound. I did the same thing at Ministry. So I was door dolly at Ministry. Worked loads of clubs all over London then. I was dancing in a cage in the O Bar, hanging from a ceiling. Like I did podium dancing as well. So I worked in lots of clubs, Café de Paris, all the big clubs, podium dancing, hanging from a cage from the ceiling in the O Bar dancing. And then I went to Stringfellows.
Because the tomboy, that doesn't fit in, that then becomes this fucking like wild child. Where you like podium. I mean, was you always a good dancer anyway, or did you?
Yeah, I always loved dancing. Oh, wow. Yeah, when I was a kid, I did dance lessons, and I did Latin American ballroom and like modern sort of street dance, and I toured the country doing competitions, and I won all the competitions. So I've got all these gold medals at home that I won for dancing, and so I've always loved dancing. I still love dancing. Now I do it just for fun and to have a good time, but. Yeah, always loved dancing. And then, I don't even know how I got into all the club thing. I think I discovered clubs at 14. I was in Ministry of Sound at 14 years old. So all my friends, because I didn't have friends from school because they were all bastards, all my friends were older.
What music was you in? Was it house?
House, yeah.
Because I used to do raves, so I thought you might have come to some of our raves.
I probably have back in the day.
One Nation, Gary's Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah. So I, at 14, all my friends were like 10 years older than me, like 24. And of course, they're all driving and going to clubs and whatever. And so at 14, I was going to Ministry of Sound. I've got photos of me at 14 dressed up in the maddest outfits you've ever seen. And my mum and dad would just wave me off like, yes, have a lovely time, dear.
Did they know where you was going?
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's fucking funny because most parents be like, no, you're not going there.
Oh, my parents were so cool. They were so cool. Do you know what? I honestly think, so I've never done drugs, right? I'll have a drink, but I've never even tried drugs. Never even tried them. And I honestly think it's because my parents were so liberal when we were young, because they were just like, yeah, we trust you, go have fun. Like, and they would, my mum would do my hair for me before I went to ministry. and get this, I was 14 and I was wearing a rubber bra, rubber knickers and thigh-high boots at 14 to go to ministry. My mum and dad would be like, have a lovely time. Like, my mum's just done my hair for me.
I mean, I've got a daughter, and I don't think I'd be let my daughter do that.
No, it's crazy. It is crazy.
But it was a different time then.
It was a different time. And also just my parents were very cool and they trusted me because I was clever as well, remember? So like I wasn't just an idiot. Like I wasn't just some idiot going out like trying to, you know, I had my, I was switched on. Yeah. Like I knew what was what.
And when you went from there to Stringfellows, what I mean, you know, was Peter Stringfellow like the Hugh Hefner of London? I mean, was he walking around there with his little leopard
smoking jacket?
No, he didn't have his little leopard skin.
No,
briefs
he would
on.
wear a smoking jacket though. No, he didn't walk around in his briefs. But Stringfellows was cool. Like I loved strings, and it taught me a lot, and it actually built my confidence a lot when it came to men and people in general. Because you have to learn how to talk to people from every walk of life. Because you could have 1 minute you could have a rock star through the door, an A-list Hollywood rock star. The next minute you could have a lawyer or a doctor. The next minute you could have a fireman. You know, like you had all these different, you know, gangsters, everything, like every walk of life would come through those doors, and you had to learn to talk to them in their language to get them to like you, to get them to buy dances from you and give you money. Right. So it taught me a lot, and it also taught me that men love naked women.
Do you know what? I think that
in general,
true. I think that is true, but I've always struggled with strip clubs. Right?
Yeah, a lot of men do.
Only because. I get it, right? You're with the boys, you go out, a few naked women, have a few drinks, it's all a big laugh. But what I've never understood is, you know, people actually do go there and they kind of have these relationships with the dancers.
They think the stripper likes them.
And you know, obviously it doesn't ever, sometimes it goes places, but most of the time it doesn't.
Once in a blue moon. Yeah. But no, the stripper pretends to like you to get your money. That's how it works.
Sorry, gents.
Sorry, but that is true. Like the amount of times I've heard a guy go, no, that one really likes me. I think I'm in there. I've pulled, and you're just there rolling your eyes, going, yes. She just wants your money.
I can't obviously mention my friend's name, but I went to Vegas for I think it was a Ricky Hatton fight, and we was in Vegas, and my friend had a connection, and he said, "Oh, this guy." Used to be, because this guy was a well-known guy here. He was the only Englishman ever to be made in the mafia, and he had his friends obviously in Vegas. And he said, when you go there, go to this club, ask for Bubbles, and you know, tell him you're my friend, right? So I've turned up at the door, said his Bubbles around. This big fat bloke looked like Pussy at the Sopranos comes out, and he goes, "Oh, it's the fucking English mob." And he's like, "Come inside," and he goes, "I'll get you a table," and we're having a drink with him. And then he goes, "Oh, you know, what girls do you want?" I said, "Look, we're not here for the girls. We just come to solo." And my mate's going, no, you know, let's have a girl, you know. I said, "Look, mate, you do whatever you want, mate.
Yeah.
But I'm not fucking paying a bird $100 and just talk bollocks with him. I'm just having a drink and I'm going."
Yeah.
And he ended up going off to the VIP. So I leave, and as I'm walking out the door, he goes, "Where's your friend?" And I said, "Oh, he's in the VIP." He goes, "Get him out of there. They're going to take him to the cleaners." So I've gone in the VIP. I said, "Come on, let's go back there." "No, I'm having a fucking great time." So I've then gone back to the hotel, and in the morning I woke up, knocked on his door. "We're going breakfast. You want to come?" And he come down and he went, "I had such a good night last night." He goes, "That girl," he goes, "I've got a number." He goes, "We're going to go out for dinner." "Well, oh, really?" I said, "Why don't you ring it now?"
Yeah.
He rang it. It was obviously a dead number.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Mate, come on." I said, "How much did you spend?" It was like $2,500.
Yeah.
And I said, "That's an expensive night." I said, "If you were that desperate,
Yeah.
why don't you just go and get a prostitute?"
Yeah.
If you were that desperate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe it's the chase. Like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I don't know what the thrill of it is. Like, I get it. Like, I mean, I've been to a strip club as a punter.
You watched Magic Mike, yeah?
I get that. I fully get that.
Right, so as a woman,
yeah.
If someone said you were going to a male strip club,
no, I'm not interested.
Oh,
no.
so you're not interested?
No.
That wouldn't be your ideal night out, right? No. You like to go to a female strip club?
Yeah, I've been to female strip clubs as a punter. That's how I started in strings.
You had a dance?
Yeah, loads.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in there going, let me take you away from all
Yeah.
this? You're wasted in here.
Come here. No, yeah, that's how I started in strings. So basically, I was working at Café de Paris at the time as a podium dancer. And the owner of Café de Paris, after work each night, he would take a group of us to Stringfellows because it was open much later than all the other clubs. So the clubs would shut, we'd just go to Strings for a late drink.
Right.
And we were there every night. And one day, the manager came over to me and he said, why do you keep coming here? I said, what do you mean?
You said, 'cause I fucking love it.
Yeah. What do you mean? Love it. No, and he said, I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you should be working here. I said, well, I work at Café de Paris. And he went, yeah, but you'd earn 20 times what you're earning now here. And I was like, oh, no, I couldn't. Because I'd always been a podium dancer, but never a stripper.
Right.
And then he brought over a girl and introduced me to a girl and said to her, like, tell her what you earned. And anyway, I had a chat and the girl said, you should come and work here. She went, you'd be really good.
Right.
And so I went home and thought about it.
Did you have to have stripper classes?
No.
Right.
The funny thing was, the manager was a guy called Roger, lovely man, lovely man. And he actually said to me that night, they used to hold auditions for strippers. He said, you don't need to audition, you've got the job.
Fast tracked.
Yeah, he went, you can start tomorrow, you've got the job. And I actually said to him, because I'd been so bullied at school for being clever and getting straight A's and all the rest of it, I actually said to him, no, if I'm going to take the job, I want to come and audition like a normal girl. I don't want any special treatment. Because I was so fearful of being like singled out or bullied or,
Right.
you know, I mean, I was bullied at Hollywood's even, like with, you know, because I was the door dolly and I was on £150 a night, where all the other girls were glass collectors on £1.50 an hour. Do you know what I mean? So I got beaten up one night in Hollywood's because the girls were jealous of me. And so I just said to him, look, if I'm going to come and work here, I want to audition like a normal girl. And he went, okay. So I arranged the audition. I went in, did the audition, never stripped before in my life, never done a pole dance, nothing, but I'd watched enough to know what they were doing. Of course, I could dance. So I just got up, did my thing, got a round of applause off all the girls, and Roger just went, yeah, you got the job. And he was like, but you knew that.
Right.
And that was that. And then...
He pressed the golden buzzer.
Yeah. It was good, though. It was good. I loved Stringfellows. I did. And like I said, I learned from it. It
How
gave
long
me
was you there for?
confidence. Year and a half,
Wow.
2 years, maybe.
And like, obviously, I don't want to go into too much detail, but what was like the biggest week you had? Like, if you had, did you have a big night or a big week? Or
Oh, I earned 10 grand a week every week.
I mean, that's like, and how old was you? 20?
21.
I mean, imagine earning 10 grand. It's very hard.
I had so much cash, I didn't know what to do with it.
It's one of them things where if you're earning that sort of dough at that age, you know, it's very hard to go, actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to go
Yeah.
and work in a shop.
Well,
Do you
it
know what
would
I
have
mean?
been very hard, but I then got famous while I was working at Strings. So I went from Stringfellows to front page of every paper and magazine. So that transition wasn't hard at all. I was like, bye, Strings. World, here I am.
So when you was at Stringfellows, you must have some funny stories.
Yeah.
Give us some of your funny stories. Was it celebrities or was it just...
Oh, my God. Loads of celebs. Loads. I can't name names, but like there was one massive rock star that used to get me to dance for his girlfriend.
Right.
He didn't want to dance for himself. He just wanted to watch me dance for his girlfriend. And that was night after night after night, dance after dance after dance after dance. There was another huge rock star, and I'm talking Hollywood royalty, well, world, global royalty rock star.
Did you mention him in your book?
No.
Oh, God.
Don't think so, no.
I'm going to say everyone's
No,
gonna be
like,
Who
no.
is it?
Yeah, no, I didn't mention the book. I couldn't have done because he'd just sue me probably. But he's married with kids, and I'm talking global, like the biggest of the big. And he begged me and my mate. We used to do a bit of a double act. So me and this other girl used to go around and offer like doubles and stuff, and like both of us at the same time dancing and what have you. And he begged me and my mate for a threesome, and he would not leave us alone. And we just kept saying, listen, we can't because it's against the rules. Peter will sack us. And he was going, no, I'm friends with Peter. Like, he won't sack you. I'll make sure he won't sack you. And we were like, shit, like, how do we get out of this? And actually, that was very disappointing for me because I'd actually gone to see him at Wembley a few years before. I was his fan. Like, I'd been to Wembley to see him in concert, the stadium.
Wow.
And then he's in front of me going, no, I want a threesome, like, and really harassing us. And we were just like, you're married with kids, piss off.
I love your songs.
Yeah, yeah. I love your songs, but you're a pervert. Go away. And we were very disappointed in him. But listen, there were loads of crazy like I had a guy. How rude can we be on this?
As rude as you want.
I had a guy come one night and I didn't even touch him.
Why?
That was weird. Like I was dancing. When you dance, Stringfellows was very, very, very strict.
Right.
So there was no touching at all. Mostly they would have to sit on their hands to make sure they didn't put their hands anywhere.
And if they did touch you, they'd be out.
Yeah. Literally picked up and flung out the door. It was ever so strict. It was the classiest of the strip clubs. You know, it is world famous, isn't it? And so you would spread their legs and dance in between their legs.
Right.
And this guy sat there one night, I did the dance, and he literally was going, like doing all these faces and noises. And next thing he's gone, and then he's gone, look what you made me do. And all his pants were like, got a wet patch on them. And I was just like, I didn't even touch him.
That was like some tantric sex shit.
That was weird. That was weird. And I was like, nah, that's not normal. Like, there were lots of weird things.
Have you got any funny stripper stories? Because the girls all sort of, you know, they all. Did you actually go out with the girls at all? Right.
So I had some really good friends in there. Like
Right.
You sort of tended to make friends and then stick in your group. Like we all got on, all the girls.
Right.
There was never any bitchiness or anything. They were lovely, all the girls. Certainly in my era of strings, you know, everybody got on. We were all there for the same reason, to rinse the men for money. And all of us pretty much hated men by that point. So, you know.
How to hate men? Go and get a job in a strip club.
Literally, honestly. So actually when I left, I was so ready to leave because I was like, I am going to end up the biggest man hater in the world if I carry on here. But there was a set group I was very good friends with. And when if we were having a slow night, so like it wasn't very busy or like the punters weren't spending money or whatever, we'd be like, oh, this is bullshit, we need to leave. And we'd go and make excuses. We had a house mum, and the house mum was the woman who looked after all of us backstage, and you know, anything that happened, she was like the person you'd go to.
Right.
But we had to ask her if we wanted to leave. So every night we'd make up a different excuse, and we'd go out clubbing. We'd leave strings and go clubbing, but they wouldn't let you go easily. So we had to come up with really, really good reasons. So one night we'd all gone to the house mum separately. There was 3 of us. We'd gone to her separately and made up these ridiculous reasons for why we had to leave. And the last one to do it was this girl, friend of mine, and me and the other had already got out the door. So we made our excuses and got out the door, and we were waiting in the street for her. And this girl told the house mum that her nan had just died. She hadn't.
Right.
So she comes running out the door, like really panicky, going, I've just said my nan died and she hasn't. Oh my God, that's really bad, isn't it? Well, of course, we were like, oh my God, why would you say that? So we ended up, the 3 of us, in our stripper outfits, which are completely see-through, by the way. So like you can see our nipples and everything. We're standing in the middle of London on the street, and we do a group hug and we all say a prayer for her nan, because we shit ourselves and thought we were like going to jinx her nan because she'd said she was dead. So we were like, God, please look after Chloe's nan, and please, you know, don't let anything happen to her, and please make sure that she stays safe and healthy. And we said this prayer that was like 5 minutes long for her nan, and then went out clubbing.
I want to say a big shout out to our sponsor, Target Lifts. If your lift's on the blink, don't panic. Target Lifts got it sorted. Installation, repairs, maintenance, they do the lot. No fuss, no drama. 24/7, 365 days a year, they'll have you back up and running quicker than you can say, dodgy lift. They're members of the Lift and Escalator Association and fully ISO accredited, proper professionals, fully certified and trusted by the best in the business. Target Lifts, always aiming higher.
When I was 17, I sent topless pictures of myself to the Sun newspaper. They sent me a letter back saying thank you, but no thank you. Then when Essex Wives was due to come out on telly, I was sat in the pub with my friends and I was flicking through the Daily Star, and there was a whole page picture of me, and it was a promo picture for Essex Wives. And I was like, oh my God, what? Like, I'm in the paper, you know, I didn't expect this at all. So I called up the Daily Star, sitting in the pub, called up the Daily Star and said, can I speak to the editor? And they said, yeah, who is it? And I said, I'm the girl in your paper today. They put me straight through to the editor and I said, "Hi, I'm Jodie Marsh. I'm on page whatever of your paper today. I want to do page 3." And he went, "Where are you?" And I went, "I'm in a pub in Brentwood." He went, "I'll send a car for you now." So I got in the car, went and shot my first ever page 3 for the Star, which the next day's paper, he put me front page and page 3. So the front page was like a teaser with a bra on, and then page 3 was topless. Then he put me front page every single day for a week. It went well and they sold loads and loads and loads of copies. So he put me front page every day for a week. So a week after this, the Sun rings me up and goes, can you come and do page 3 for us? So yeah, so the Sun offered me 10 grand for one picture, and I sort of hustled a bit more and said, "Oh yeah, but the Star, they've been so good." Well, anyway, I got it up to 30 grand. So the Sun then paid me 30 grand for one topless picture. That was my first ever paycheck for modelling, which was a lot of money back then as well. 30 grand for one topless picture, and I actually kept the check. The bank let me keep it, so I cashed it, and then they let me keep the check, and I framed the check and put it on the wall at home.
I love that.
So these were the people that said I wasn't good enough, and then when they normally paid 50 quid a shoot, they'd paid me 30 grand.
Just goes to show, no one knows nothing.
Don't fuck with me.
So with the internet, I think what the internet's done, it's given people, and this is celebrities, it's non-entities, it's trolls, whoever, the green light to fucking say what they like.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because sometimes, like, I posted a picture the other day, it was a joke, right? And we had Phaser from N-Dubs come on the show, right? So as a joke, they mocked up the famous poster of N-Dubs, and they made my face on Dappy, so it looked like I was Dappy, right?
Yeah.
And then as a joke, I posted and just said, you know, I don't know if you remember, but I was the lead singer of this band. Can you name the band?
Yeah.
With a smiley face. So it's a fucking joke,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's funny. Yeah.
I'm not in a boy band, right?
Yeah.
Or a rap band or what you want to call it. And then somebody actually put, "You weren't in N-Dubs, you're a liar." So it's just like, I'm pinning this comment because I know I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious that you've commented and people just comment.
They take everything so seriously. They do. They're nuts. What the internet has actually done is shown us how many nuts people there are in the world. That's what it's actually done. It hasn't just brought all the trolls and everybody else to the surface. It's actually shown you how many mental people there are, because the comments you get that are so ridiculous and vile and humorless. Like, it's like nobody's got a sense of humour anymore. You can't post a joke. Everyone takes it seriously. Everyone's like, you know, like, and I laugh because I actually quite enjoy winding the trolls up, if I'm honest, because I think it's funny. I've actually named it.
You like feeding them?
Yeah, I call it playing with trolls. And I go, if I'm bored, I'm like, I might play with some trolls tonight. Like, the best place to play with trolls is Twitter. Post a controversial statement on Twitter and wait for them to come jumping all over you, and then you just reply back. And I could spend hours doing that. Right. I think it's hilarious. Like, I actually enjoy winding them up because I can picture them getting all riled up in their house where I'm sitting there laughing. And listen, people are nuts. You don't realise until you're famous or until you spend any length of time on the internet how nutty people are.
Do you know a funny thing? You talked about Ulrika Johnson earlier. There was actually something that made me smile the other day, and I think you're like this, and you may have seen it.
Yeah, go on.
But there was a picture of her on I think some sort of TV show, and she had no makeup on, and obviously she's nearly 60 now, so she looks really old.
Yeah.
And she basically did this with no makeup on to make some point. I don't know what it was, but she knew what she was doing. And when she did it, loads of people were going, look at you. You know, you're really old now, right, Granny, and all this. And they absolutely were going to town on her.
Yeah.
And I did actually think, when I saw that, I thought, you know, this is what was going to happen. You know, you should have actually put some makeup on, even if you didn't want to, because, you know.
But the thing is, even if you had to put makeup on, she still would have got trolled.
Of course. But it was worse because she didn't.
Yeah.
But then in a roundabout sort of way, when you say she was doing that to you, it's now happened to her.
Yeah.
It might have taken 10 years.
Now you know how it feels.
Yeah, so she's probably, I mean, she probably won't watch this, but she will probably think, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been mean like that.
Yeah.
You know. But
But
again,
I find it shocking that someone who's got kids can be that mean. Because what example are you setting to your kids?
no, you're right.
What example are you setting to your kids that it's okay to just go and abuse people you've never met?
And where you've been trolled for your looks or whatever, right? I know you mentioned, I think it was on a program that when you was 14, you broke your nose and you had to have your nose redone.
Yeah.
But have you had any other plastic surgery?
So I had my boobs done at 29, and I just recently had my eyelids, like blepharoplasty, where they just cut out the saggy skin off your eyelid, which that's like a 10-minute thing. That's all I've had done. And I've booked to have my boobs reduced.
What was
Which I know the men are going to cry over.
But what size are your boobs now?
Oh, they were 34H.
Now, I mean, that's big, right?
Yeah.
And what are you going to have them reduced to?
I don't actually know what size they're going down to, but basically I explained to my surgeon what I want, and they do all this amazing 3D stuff now with cameras and body scanners and all this. So what he's done is created a mock-up of my body with the new boobs on. So I don't know what size they are, but how they look.
Like it,
yes, that's what I want them to look like.
So I need to ask you this, right? Because some women have their boobs done because they don't feel they're big enough. Some of them doing them for their fella. What was your reason for?
Oh, mine was really simple. I always had big boobs, naturally. And as you get older, they start to sag and they lose their fullness.
Like their pertness.
Yeah. So I just wanted them filled in, like filled up to be pert again, because they just start to sag. They get saggier and saggier. And so I was just like, I need something put in to make them pert again.
And what's your reason now to want to reduce them? Is it just because they get in the way or?
No. Do you know what my main reason is? I do feel like they're too big, but when you've got massive, massive boobs, you can never look elegant or classy, because no matter what you wear, your boobs are just there. So if I want to wear a beautiful, elegant dress, it's just all about the boobs. And I would like to be able to put on a beautiful, elegant dress. Like, I go to things like black tie events and stuff. You know, I held my own black tie event this year. And I want to be able to just put a dress on and feel like a lady and feel beautiful, rather than feeling like this slutty boob, like giant boobs coming towards you. And I think for me, it's that. It's just wanting to feel more ladylike and classy.
There you go. You heard it in first. Jodie Marsh is going to become a lady.
A lady. I am a lady. No, but it is, it's that. Yeah. It is that.
So this is all part of your journey. You know, you've gone from being a stripper to a model to a lady.
Yeah.
and
now I just need a lord.
A lord.
A lord.
Well, let's talk about that, because you know, your first marriage was
horrendous.
It was done, but was it on the TV or was it radio?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
TV
show, horrific.
I mean, when someone says like, I'm getting married on TV or I'm getting married on radio, it is kind of insane. And did you just think, oh, it'd be a laugh or? No,
it was, there was so much more to that. So basically, I'd come up with the concept of a TV show where you got married. It was a series, a long running series. And you met these men, all different men, and you went on all these different dates and you got to know them. And then you set them challenges and tasks to impress you and to win you over and all the rest of it. And then at the end, you picked one and got married, right? This was like genius, right? This was everything we have now on telly. Everything we have now on telly is what I had dreamt up back in the day. Remember, this is 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
So it was like a combination of Big Brother and Married at First Sight and God knows, you know, like, I can't even think, but like, it was a combination of about 6 TV shows that didn't at that time even exist.
Is Married at First Sight the one where they're naked?
No, that's where they meet.
Naked Attraction?
No, yeah, that's Naked Attraction.
That
blows my mind. Yeah, that blows my mind. Especially because their bits are so unattractive. Like, I've got a really nice, neat thing. Okay. But I would not get it out on telly like that.
Right, just, you know.
Yeah. But they've got ugly ones and they get them out. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, they've got all spots around it and shaving rash and... Oh my God!
No,
it blows my mind.
I did actually flick onto it one night, and I did actually say, I don't get why anybody would be on this, and I don't get
No, it's
why
horrific.
anybody would watch this. So I just turned it over.
Horrific. I can't watch it. I physically can't watch it. It makes me feel ill.
But you did your so the idea was you were going to be
Yeah.
the basic the test part, the crash dummy that
Yes.
did it, and then the idea was then to do more after that.
Yes.
Right. And did
And
it
then-
happen or not?
No, because
was a one-off.
we made it for MTV, and MTV basically fucked the whole thing up. Like, they didn't do what, like, my initial original idea of how to make this show, they didn't stick to the plan. Like, they sort of went off on a tangent and just did what they wanted to do, because, of course, they're in charge of the edit and everything else. So what I ended up doing, I had this guy that I fancied, that we were already friends, and I basically had him as a backup in case I didn't like any of the men. I was going to marry him. So I had a backup plan. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't just go into it blindly. Like, I knew what I was doing.
How old was you?
20, I don't know, mid-20s.
25, say 25.
I've blocked it all out because it was so horrific. Like, I didn't love the guy. I should never have married him. The whole thing was embarrassing. If they'd have stuck to my plan of what the show should have been, it would have been the coolest, most innovative, you know, like never been done before TV show. But actually, they just made it into a big joke and completely wrecked it. So, you know, now one of the biggest shows is Married at First Sight, where two people meet at the altar and get married.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I was doing, but back then I'd written the whole format for it. You know, I'd written the format and the treatment and everything.
And then after you did the marriage, was it OK Magazine covered it?
Yeah.
Right. So they covered it. So you're obviously in OK Magazine. When did you actually realise actually this is a fucking massive mistake?
On the honeymoon.
Wow.
A week into the honeymoon.
Because you just sat there in silence thinking, what have I fucking
No, he threw a book at my head and called me a slag.
I mean, that's always going to be a
there
good
was
way
that.
of keeping your marriage going.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Don't know. He was horrible. He was a horrible human. And he was just nasty. He just was not a nice person. We had a photographer come on the honeymoon with us to take pictures for OK and all the rest of it. And he was screaming slag and whore at me in front of the photographer. The photographer was horrified. It was awful. And then I had to, when we got home from the honeymoon, I had to get my dad to come and throw him out of my house because he was living at my house by then. And I had to get my dad to come and throw him out because he wouldn't leave. I said, right, I'm done. You've got to go. This was actually after a night out. He'd thrown a whole pint of beer in my face on a night out for no reason. For no reason whatsoever. He'd picked up a pint of beer and just gone bang in my face with it. Drowned me. I ran out of the club, got in my car, drove home. I wasn't even drinking because obviously I was driving. Drove home, phoned my dad on the way, phoned my best friend on the way and just said, it's over, he's got to go. Will you come and help me get him out? So I went and stayed at my best friend's. And then the following morning, knowing that he would be back home at my house by then, I took my best friend and my dad to my house and my dad threw him out. Just went, you got to go.
And then you obviously got divorced.
Yeah.
And
he tried
then,
to take half my house. We'd only been married 2 weeks.
I mean, he contributed so much, though, didn't
Yeah, so much. Best time of my life, that was.
he? Did you have to give him, you have to pay him out?
Nah.
Right, thank God for that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is just, that would have been madness.
Yeah.
And then...
But he tried to get half the house like a pussy boy. He tried. Like 2 weeks of marriage and tried to take half my... He put a charge over my house with the land registry. Yeah, pussy boys.
I mean, what a fucking... I mean, you have had some crazy shit. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some more crazy shit coming.
Yeah.
But when you... Because then obviously you obviously thought, actually, I want to get married again.
She did not learn.
No. Most people, when it's gone wrong once, they might think...
Yeah, she didn't learn.
But was that quite soon after that?
No.
Oh, right.
No, that was many years later.
Right. And because I remember reading something about you wanted to get married in a fetish dungeon.
Yeah.
Some mad stuff. What was that all about? I mean, it's...
I've got a bit of an obsession with vampires and I love everything, all things gothic. Right. Like I like your skull ring. That's very cool.
That's the Podfather ring.
That's very cool. So I ride a Harley. So I'm, you know, I ride motorbikes.
So you're like the original Hell's Angel.
Yes. And so for me, my dream wedding would be in like the dungeon of a castle where everybody's dressed gothic and like I'd want a black wedding dress and just proper cool, like almost sort of gothic / vampire theme. And yeah, but everyone always fights me on, like, my first wedding, I wanted that and they said no, so I didn't. And then the second wedding, they said no, so we went to Barbados and just did it on the beach, which was whatever. Just shouldn't have done it.
And then how long did that one last?
Oh, that one lasted a good 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're getting better at it.
I was getting better, yeah.
And why did that sort of end? Was it just...
because he was just vile. He was the vilest human. If I tell you what he did, he'd probably sue me because he's another pretty boy that just wants money out of women. So if I told you what he did, he'd probably try and sue me for saying it, just because he's a pussy that goes after women with money. I believe he came after me and, like, he actually almost stalked me to get me, but made it look like he wasn't stalking me. He made it look like...
He kept walking past you when you came out. He was, oh, hi, Jodie.
Yes.
Fancy meeting
No, he
you.
actually did. He actually did. Because I was, at that point, I was going to the same place every morning for breakfast. There was this beautiful little restaurant out in the countryside where I live. And I used to go there every single morning, bang at on 9 o'clock when they opened. I'd go at 9 o'clock every morning and I'd have scrambled egg on toast and a black coffee. And he knew that. And he kept accidentally turning up in there. And then when we were getting to know each other, he basically told me everything he knew I wanted to hear. So we were walking my dogs one day and he comes out with, oh my God, like, you're not going to believe this. And don't laugh at me. Because it's a bit, it's a bit cringe. And, like, I know it's not very manly, but do you know what my dream is? My dream is to have an animal sanctuary. Well, that's always been my dream. So I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, that's my dream, right? So he did all this stuff. Now, I'm far from stupid, but he did it so cleverly. Like, he made me believe that he was my perfect man. And the funny thing was, even when I married him, I didn't love him when I married him. I didn't. But everyone around me was going, they all believed him as well. So they were like, he's your soulmate. He is literally your soulmate. He wants all the same things as you. Like, this is perfect. You're perfect together. And then I just sort of thought, well, I'm getting older now, maybe I should settle down. Maybe I should. And I don't know. I don't know. But I didn't love him. And then he showed his true colours. And then he tried to fight me for half my house as well.
Somebody must have put a magnet in your head.
Yeah. I've still got it now. I have. I attract the biggest wankers.
Right.
I haven't been in love, truly in love, like real, true, proper love, for 23 years. The last time I was in love was 23 years ago. And this year, the beginning of this year, I fell in love with someone and he broke my heart. Oh. And now I hate everyone. I will never trust a man again.
I hope you don't hate me.
No, I don't hate you. I mean romantically, as in I will never trust a man again. Oh, he did me proper. He absolutely did me up like a kipper.
Can you talk about it or not?
Yeah, so we were best friends. We were best friends. Nothing in it. We didn't fancy each other. We were just friends. And then basically after years of friendship and talking, it suddenly clicked that we had feelings for each other. And I don't know when that changed or even how, but I think for me, it was because he knew the real me. And no men bother getting to know the real me, not even the twats I married. They don't bother getting to know the real me. They see Jodie Marsh, the image, the tits, the glamour, the sex, the, whatever, the fun, the wild child, the crazy side, the Harley rider. They see all of that, but they never get to know the real me. The only people that get to know the real me are my true friends. And he was my true friend. So he got to know the real me. And so for me, I think it changed. I don't know about, I can't speak for him, but for me, it changed when I just suddenly woke up one day and thought, he knows the real me and he loves me for who I am. And he was really there for me as a friend, like really there for me. I went through a lot of shit, like a lot of shit I've been through in the last couple of years. And he was there for me through it all. And so at some point, the dynamic changed from being best friends to being, oh my God, we've got feelings for each other. And then it went to, oh my God, we're in love with each other. And I was head over heels in love with him. And then he's going through some stuff as well. And he basically said, I can't do this at the moment. And just sort of and that broke me.
Well,
Like,
if you've not been with someone properly for 23 years, and then you go, actually, you've talked me out of it, and then he says, oh, sorry, we can't do this now.
Yeah.
That must have been like somebody ripping your heart out.
It was, and it's taken me a long time to get over it. I think I'm only actually over it now. Like, I'm only starting to come out of it now and be okay. Like, I was a mess for a long time over it. I was. Nobody even knows about this. I've never talked about this publicly. But, yeah, I was a mess. I was. I started drinking again because of it. I hadn't had a drink in 16 years. Not because I'm an alcoholic or whatever was, but when I was 30, I knocked drinking on the head because I was sick of the party lifestyle. I knocked it all on the head, the clubbing, the drinking, everything. And I hadn't had a drink for 16 years, like not properly. I mean, I could count on one hand the times I'd had a drink in 16 years. So I'd probably had a drink 3 times in 16 years. One was at Christmas once. You know, like and I started drinking again this year because I was so heartbroken and I didn't know what to do with myself. And I felt like I was so broken inside. I felt like I'm never going to trust a man again. How will I ever trust a man again when that was my best mate and he's done that to me? And I know he's got his own demons and his own problems and all the rest of it. We all have. But I don't think that's an excuse to mess with people's feelings. Because I feel like now, when I look back on it, I think it was probably a game to him to try and get me to fall for him. And then when I did, oh no, sorry, I can't. Do you know what I mean? It's almost a power trip.
Do you know what? It might be, but
Power trip.
Again, it might be, you know, I mean, I don't know what problems he's got or what he's going through, but, you know, sometimes people do go through shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, he might have, I mean, I'm not saying this is what happened, but as an alternative view, it might be that he just literally was going through some shit and he couldn't give you what you wanted.
That's what he said.
And maybe he did it because he didn't want to hurt you. I know it sounds wonky, and it sounds like it's not me, it's you, bollocks. Or it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it might be that. It might.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, listen, who knows? In a year's time, he might come back and say, "I've been
Yeah.
I'm sorry."
True.
And you'll go, "Hang on a minute." This going on.
Yeah.
but when you was in like you said, in Proper Love in 2003, who was that with?
Max Beasley.
Oh, the actor. Wow. I mean, he is. I mean, he's a great actor. And how long was you guys together?
I don't even know, about a year-ish. We kept our relationship secret from the press.
Did it ever come out or not?
Yeah. I wrote about it in my book eventually. But we kept our relationship secret from the press at the time. And the reason I loved him, genuinely loved him, was, again, because he knew the real me. And he liked who I was as a person. He knew the real me. Not the Jodie Marsh celebrity, not the Jodie Marsh model or tits or anything else. He knew the real me. And we could make each other laugh for hours on end. We would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And that's why I felt like I was truly in love with him, because he got me. He saw the real me and he got me. And since him, nobody's ever seen the real me except my friends. So all my friends see the real me. And actually, not blowing my own trumpet, but my friends would tell you I'm the most amazing person. They'd all tell you, like, if you sat any one of my friends down and went, tell me about Jodie, they'd be like, she's amazing. She's amazing. She's selfless. All she does is stuff for other people and animals. You know, she's kind, she's caring, she's funny. I'm a powerhouse. Like I said to you, I'm a doer. I get shit done. Like I am, this is blowing my own trumpet, but I am the bollocks. I actually am. Like, maybe that's my flaw. I'm too big-headed. No, but I'm not even big-headed with it. I just am a decent fucking person. I'm loyal. I'm honest. I've never cheated on anyone. You know, I'm loyal to a fault, like with anybody I care about. And all my friends see that every day. Hence why we all love each other. Like, I've got the best friends in the world. My friends are unreal. Like, we've got a little team of us, and we call it the Frips Bubble. My animal sanctuary is called Frips Farm Animal Sanctuary, so we call it the Frips Bubble because we're always at the animal sanctuary together. And we are the bollocks. We're so tight and so close, and we love each other so much. And what I have with them is what I need to find in a man. Like, as in, he needs to see me how they see me, the real me, everyday, real.
I mean, it's going to be difficult, like you said, for you because obviously you're a public figure, because people remember you as the model, the stripper, the whatever, the it girl, the sexpert, and we got to talk about that as well, because that made me laugh when I read that Jodie Marsh. Was it Nuts?
Zoo magazine.
So you as a I mean, that must be a weird call. Hi Jodie, we got a job for you. Yeah, what's that? Will you be a sexpert? I mean, did you go to school for that, or did you? Right.
No, I just wrote about from my own experience. I wrote from the heart because I said to them, I'll do it, but I'm not having no ghostwriter. Like, I will actually write it. And so I just wrote from the heart. Like, they'd give me questions each week, and I would write, how to truly please a woman, like as in what I know from experience, what men do wrong, what they do right, what we don't like, what we do like, what you should be doing. And so I just wrote, from my own experience.
What was there a funny one, or was there a crazy one that you could share with us?
Do you know what? I actually can't remember. There were that many of them because I did it for I don't know how long.
So the majority of the people that watch this podcast is more male than female, yeah.
Whee!
So you could be in with some luck here, right? So
can we find me a boyfriend? Can we find me a boyfriend?
Terry Stone dating connection.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, when you what does a woman, what pleases a woman, what does a man need to do to make their woman happy, or to make a woman happy?
Right. What I see in married couples that are going wrong is when the man gets lazy around the house, like stops helping with things around the house or whatever, just gets lazy, and then the woman starts to nag him. And that the dynamic changes from an equal partnership to a mother-son relationship, where the woman is nagging him like he's her child because he hasn't picked up his pants, or he hasn't fixed the thing he said he was going to fix, or he hasn't, whatever it is. When the nagging starts, it's because the man's gotten lazy, and the woman then, I'm not saying this is the case all the time, but like this is what I see. So I think you have to, as a man, to please a woman, you have to be a man. Like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't just sit around on your ass scratching your ass. Like, you have to do shit to still please your woman. Men are quite easily pleased if they're fed well and they get a shag and they have a beer and watch the football or whatever it is they're into. They're quite easily pleased.
And I always say men are so fucking simple.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple.
I agree.
So simple.
So simple. Like, feed them well, give good blowjobs, give good sex, let them watch football and have a beer, whatever it is they do.
So they're your 5 tips to any women watching.
Yeah.
But on the flip side,
women are more complex. So you start acting like a man-child, we start feeling like your mum, that's an instant ick. That's an instant turn off. And we don't want to have sex for you anymore. Then you get the whole, I've been married 20 years and my wife won't have sex with me anymore. Yes, because you act like a man-child and there's nothing sexy about you anymore. Do you know what I mean? She's picking up your dirty pants off the floor, and to her, you're just a grown-up child. Like, why would she want sex with you?
your advice is don't be a man-child.
Don't be a man-child. That is my advice to men.
You know what? This is going to be such a great podcast because people who are watching, they're going to be getting their notepads out. Writing all this
It's true. It's absolutely true. And do you know what else we want in this day and age? We want men to be real men. Women cannot bear a pussy boy. They have to be real men.
So what is a pussy boy?
Like men that just sort of follow you around and latch onto you and don't do anything and don't take you out and don't offer anything. And listen, I'm not a gold digger. I've never been a gold digger. I've actually never had a rich boyfriend. Right. Like I've been out with, I've been out with embarrassments of men without a penny to their name. So I'm not a gold digger, right? Just we'll get that straight first. But
you fancy having a go with rich blokes, see if you like it or not?
Oh, I will only go out with a rich man now, I think. I've been stung way too many times by poor men. But men have to still be a man. So they have to take you out. They have to buy you the odd bunch of flowers or just do nice things for you, court you, like old-fashioned courting, you know, make you feel special. That's where I think men go wrong, is they sort of loaf around the house, like waiting for you to suggest something. So that's been the case for me anyway.
So I've got a question for you, right? So a woman tries up on a dress in a shop and she says, does my bum look big in this? Do you say yes or do you say no?
You say it looks fucking sexy. And I can't wait to take the dress off you later.
Right. So that's what I've been going wrong. I either say yes or no. Right. So
all wrong. Both yes and no are wrong. Both are wrong. The answer is, it looks fucking fit and I want to eat it.
Right. That's what. Right. There you go, boys. If you're watching,
it is.
Boys.
Listen, you've got to keep the romance and the passion alive. If you haven't got passion and romance, what have you got? You've just got a friendship. Okay, cool. But what happens when you get horny? That's why so many married people are cheating on each other all the time. Which they are, and I see it daily. Daily. So that's why they're cheating, because they're not having good sex. They're not having passion. There's no excitement or spark anymore. You know, that's actually quite a good example. Like, woman says to my arse looks fat in this, and the men just go, no. Or like, dunno. Or, you know, what the man should be saying. Yeah.
No, but dunno's the diplomatic one.
Yeah, but
dunno means
that don't make the woman feel good, does it?
Means yes, yeah.
But that doesn't make her feel good. What she wants to hear is, no, you look fucking sexy and I want to eat your ass later. Like, can't wait to get you out of that dress.
Right.
Like,
oh, I'll buy that then.
Yeah. You want to, you know, even if she looked horrendous in the dress and you didn't want her to buy the dress because it was hideous, you could say in a different, you know, you could say, well, that's not my favourite dress you've tried on because actually your ass is banging and I think a different dress would show your ass off better than that. Do you know what I mean? There are ways, like, women want to feel special. We do. And all women, we want to be made to feel sexy. And actually, what I've discovered from all of my married male friends is that men feel the same. Men want to feel desired still. One of the leading causes amongst my friendship groups of marriages breaking down or them still being together but being really miserable and not having sex is actually because the women don't want to have sex with the men because of man-child or whatever. And then, but the man always says the reason what leads him to start cheating is because he's not desired at home. And he says, I just want to feel desired. I just want a woman to want me, because his own wife doesn't want him in the bedroom. And that's how it all starts. It's a vicious circle. Whereas if you find someone you love and you're passionate about them, keep the passion alive.
You're giving some great advice here, Jodie, you know, because I think as well, when people get married and they have the kids and the dad's at work, the mum's at work, all
Life
the mums looking after
monotonous.
the kids, and everyone's doing their own shit.
Yeah.
And she's there, he's there, and then sometimes you
forget who you are.
You just you don't have the time, or you're tired, or whatever. But like you said, you have to make the effort.
Yeah.
So
you forget who you are. You lose your identity. You become just a dad or just a mum, or like you completely, and then the kids become more important than you two, and da-da-da. Like, this is something I learned from a very young age, actually, that my mum and dad were truly soulmates. Madly in love. Right up until when my mum died, they were madly in love, head over heels and passionate still. Like, in their 70s, my dad would still walk in and slap her on the bum and be like, oi, oi. Like, flirting with her at 70-something years old.
If you did that now, you get arrested.
I'd love someone to do that to me. Please. Can't remember the last time I was touched. No, but they had passion and excitement, right? And they were true soulmates and truly in love. And completely lost my train of thought as to why I was telling you that. Oh, that I grew up with that, right? Seeing that and seeing that passion and that excitement and that it was true love. But it was also so the point I was getting to is that when they had me and my brother, when they had the kids, we didn't ever come first, which sounds weird, but it wasn't. Me and my brother understood that their love came first. Them as a couple came first. We were a product of that love. We never felt unloved. We never felt deprived or hard done by. We had the best childhood. Our parents were amazing. My dad is still now my best friend. I adore him. He's my hero. He's everything. But we knew growing up, they came first. Like, there would never be a time when, do you know when, like, kids are, they'll go and ask mum and she says no, so then they go and ask dad. Yeah. There would never be a time when our mum and dad weren't joined in that. They'd be like, he'd be like, if your mum said no, it's a no. Right? As in they were a unit together. And we knew we came second to their love. And that's how they had it right. Whereas I think people nowadays have kids and then it becomes all about the kids. And then the wife's, mainly the wife, her life is taken up with the kids. The guy's going to work, doing whatever you do. But it's like, and then it just becomes this boring, monotonous, like all we do is look after kids and share chores and da-da-da-da-da. And there's just no passion, no excitement, no nothing. And then, of course, everybody gets horny.
Right.
Because there's no sex at home.
There you go. So
Then they
if you
cheat.
want to fix it, take Jodie's advice.
True story. I'm never wrong.
And, you know, when you split up with Max, what other famous people have you dated sort of over since you become massively famous? Or can you mention it or not?
God.
We just want the rogues gallery, you know. So.
No, because they're all vile. Oh, God. Have you got a sick bucket that I can put beside me when we talk about this?
Yeah, sure. I'll go and get one.
Jesus Christ. Right, I'm not mentioning all of them because, well, not that there's that many, but they're just vile, all of them. For me, anyway. Like, as in, they didn't treat me well. They weren't nice people at the time. They may be nice now. I haven't seen them for years, but they just weren't, you know. Again, they didn't take the time to get to know the real me. They just had their own agenda. They weren't gentlemen. Like, I ended up paying for all of them, even though they had their own money. I would end up paying for them. They were just ponces and freeloaders. Like one, I say famous loosely, guy I dated was Callum Best. Right. But I dated him before he was very known. Like he'd just come over from LA. He'd been living in LA all his life. He'd come over to London. And I was one of the first girlfriends he had in London. And then he sort of got a bit famous and got really big-headed, and I paid for everything in our relationship. Right. Everything. Look, I've never had a man treat me right. Like, I've never had a man, they've always pounced off me. They've always used me for the lifestyle and the fame and the success and the money and anything else they could get their hands on. Both husbands tried to take half my house that was fully my house that they hadn't put a penny into. So I have not had a good time with men, and I'm working on this. Right. You know, hence why I've been single for a very long time, hence why I won't jump into a relationship with anybody, hence why my heart was so badly broken this year when I did actually fall for someone, but after years of friendship and, you know, getting to know him truly and thinking, right, oh my God, this is the one. Because actually I've taken such a long time in getting to know him. Like, we were friends for such a long, long, long time that I thought, this is it. This is real. Finally found one that's real. And then he wasn't. Standard.
Right. Because I did read something about Frank Lampard. Did you have a thing with him or not?
No, we had a little dabble of something at school.
Because there was a
I went to school with him.
Oh, I didn't know that, because there was a thing online saying that he was talking about was he denying it or something, or I can't remember.
I don't know. Look, again, twats, like happy to have a little dabble, like, you know, and then if anyone talks about it, no, I didn't do that. Well, you did, mate, you did. It did happen.
I was there.
I was there, I should know. Like, do you know what I mean? But again, this is just standard men in my life. Like, men are just twats to me. And you know, it's so hard. It's so hard. Like, I think a lot of men are intimidated of me because I'm strong and I'm feisty and I'm outspoken and I'm powerful, as in, like, I make things happen. You know, if I want something, I go and do it and make it happen. So I think a lot of men feel like they can't offer me anything. Like, what have I got to offer her, sort of thing. And then you get the men that are just scared of me in general. Like, obviously that's weak men, but you get men that are just scared of me. You get insecure men that don't want to be with a woman like me because, and actually I've had this a lot where men say, and this blows my mind, you see a lot of men, a lot of good-looking men with very basic-looking women, right? And that's not me being a bitch. That's just like factually speaking. You see a really, really good-looking guy with a very basic wife. And it turns out I'm always asking questions and digging. Like my brain's on overdrive all the time. So I want to know why. I was like this from a kid. I drove my mum mad. Like as soon as I could talk, I was.
Were you in the back of the car going,
yes.
There yet?
But why? And I drove my mum nuts. But I'm still that now. So I want to know why. So it turns out the reason a lot of good-looking men have basic wives is they don't like the feeling of walking into a place with a woman on their arm that all the other men are going to look at. They don't like that feeling. They can't cope. They're insecure. They don't want it. They don't want every man in that room looking at their woman. They'd rather have a basic-looking woman that's safe because no man's going to try and pull her or look at her. And so we've had this conversation a lot lately. So one of my best friends is Hannah Elizabeth, who was on Love Island. She is the sexiest looking girl you've ever seen. She's a little like mini Pamela Anderson, blonde bombshell, sex kitten. She's fucking gorgeous. You know, if I was a lesbian, I would go for her all day long. She's fucking sex on legs. And she's the sweetest person, like a bit like me, actually, deep down inside our core. Like we're really genuine, like caring people. I can have a laugh and a joke all day long and take the piss, but actually my core is just, I care so much about everyone. And she's the same. And she can't get a decent fella either. And we've had this conversation a lot recently where funny enough, we actually heard it. Oh, God, did it wind me up. So I held a gala ball to raise money for my animal sanctuary. And one of my friends went in the toilet and she's a lovely looking woman, but I wouldn't say plain, but very normal looking, just a normal looking woman. And she was in the toilet and a mother came out of the toilet and went, oh my God, I've got to get out there and rescue my son. He's talking to that Hannah from Love Island. I've got to get out there and get him away from her. And she went, why couldn't he just be with a normal looking girl like you? And she had this like freak out that her son was talking to Hannah. Well, I was furious when I found out because Hannah is so sexy and gorgeous and she's got the tits and the arse and the lips and all the rest of it. But why are you judging her? You don't even know her. You're judging her just on how she looks. And that drives me insane because I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter what any of us look like or what we wear or whether we've got big tits or small tits or whatever. Don't judge us. Like, get to know us before you make stupid assumptions. Like, because actually, I can tell you now, your son would be lucky to have Hannah. He'd be lucky to have her. She's the sweetest girl I know. I always say, excuse me, if you cut Hannah open, like glitter and rainbows would come out. Like she's just so cute and girly and sweet and such a nice person. And yet people look at her because she's had all surgery and the tits and the arts and all that and they just go, No, you don't even know her.
So you've explained that. So let me ask you if you can explain this.
Go on.
So you see an older, overweight man with a 22-year-old supermodel.
Well, she's obviously there for the money, isn't she?
So it's not love?
No. Dick. No, like, well, unless he's skin, then it might be true love.
Okay.
If he's skin, it could be true love.
So if you check his bank account and he's skin, you know it's true love.
It's true love. If he's minted, it's not true love, is it? Let's be honest. Like,
close the eyes and think of the money.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's no better than a prostitute. She's basically shagging for money, isn't she?
I think it was 2006, you went on to Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
And what was that like? Did you enjoy that?
Hated it.
Because George Galloway was on there.
Yeah.
And he wasn't being very nice to you, was he?
No. Nor was Michael Barrymore, nor was Pete Burns. Wow. It's vile.
I mean, Pete Burns, you know, is a bit of a strange person, isn't he? So,
yeah.
What was all that about, though? Was it just...
I think, to be honest, they were three old queens, and I was the glamour model, the young glamour model that had gone in the house, like, again, all tits and glamour, and, you know, and I was probably the biggest celebrity at that time.
I couldn't cope with it.
As in that I was front page of everything at that time where nobody else in that house was. There were big names in there, like Dennis Rodman or whatever, but I was the one who was front page of everything at the time. And I just think these three old queens were just like, you know, you can get bitchy queens where they're like, who the she thinks she is. And I think they were just like that. I think they were just jealous. They didn't like that I had more attention than them. I was more famous than all of them at the time. Probably more famous than all three of them put together at the time. And I think, yeah, they just picked on me. They just got bitchy and picked on me. They probably thought I was a threat to them because deep down I could have won that easily because had people seen the real me. See, Big Brother didn't actually show me in a great light. You know, you're in there 24 hours a day and the show's only on for an hour. So they're picking out like controversial statements or whatever to show in that hour. They're not showing the real you. So even then the public didn't see the real me. But had they seen the real me, I probably would have won it.
Because someone said, I've not done any reality, but somebody did say to me that when you're on a reality show, the producers and the editors, and they can pretty much shape it. So if they want you to win or him to win,
mostly they've already picked who they want to win before you even go on it, because there are contracts that come after that show. So if you do a very big, well-known show, I won't name it, and then there are contracts on that same channel to do talk shows and daytime shows, they already know who they want to win because they want that person to win because that person's going to be a good fit for the day show and the morning show and this and that. And
do you know what I think you'd be great on? Well, I'm a celebrity. Get me
everyone
out.
says that.
I think it'd be hilarious.
I'd win it. I'd win it if they showed the real me. I'd win it hands down because I am not scared of anything. I'm holding, you know, I've rescued snakes and reptiles and all sorts, and I hold snakes regularly. I deal with live insects all day long. So you know all the bugs they tip over everyone. I handle them every day, live ones, every day, because I have to feed them to my meerkats, my marmosets, my skunks, the raccoon.
There's something wrong with you, Jodie.
Yeah,
I don't know you could do it.
Honest to God, I'm not scared of anything, and I am a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
But at my core, I'm kind and quite funny.
Right.
So if they edited it for real with no fixed agenda, I could win that. And all my friends say that to me every day. My friends are going, "You need to go on Jungle. You need to go on Jungle. You'd win it. You'd win it."
You know, when you're talking to someone and you just come in my head, you know, I just thought it would be so.
The thought of going on it terrifies me because of the edit. Because I think I could be the best person on that show. I could complete every task. I could be the best campmate. I'd help everyone. I'd inspire people. Like, I'd be so cool on that. But will they show that? Or will they show the one bit where I'm sitting like with a headache or a tummy ache going, oh, like, you know.
I don't think they want you on there because the thing is they want you to not want to do the things. You know, if you go, yeah, fuck it, I'll jump out of the plane. Yeah, I'll eat the fucking grubs. Yeah. I'll pull the snakes all over people. They're like, you know, there's no, I think they want people in there that are actually frightened about it.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely be the candidate for that. I'd fucking, I don't.
So
like,
you need to go on it.
No, I don't like any of that stuff.
You have to go on it.
I look at it and for me, you know, when you see something, you just think, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I watch it.
If I was on there, there'd be a lot of hungry fucking people.
No, I watch it and think, I'd fucking smash that. I'd smash that all day long.
And one thing I wanted to ask you, Jodie, you know, when did you first meet Dave Courtney? Because was it when you was 14 or was it later in life?
17 at Ministry of Sound. When I worked on the door at Ministry, he was like a VIP. So it was my job to look after him. So he was coming in with people like Nigel Benn at the time. And we became friends instant. We had an instant connection. We clicked instantly.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. And I would look after him. I'd walk him through into the VIP. Then I'd make sure he got drinks and all the rest of it. And then from there, our friendship grew and we became so close. I mean, we used to go out clubbing in London together all the time. He came to all my family parties. At my mum and dad's house. My mum and dad had a really big house and used to throw badass parties. So he came to all of those. He'd always get up and sing karaoke. Like,
he was an entertainer.
Oh, he was amazing.
He actually gave me my first acting role.
Did he?
Yeah, in Helter Pie. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first thing. But we kind of drifted apart because we were very close in the 90s because I was running the clubs and we were like mates.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've read his book. Yes. Stop the Ride, I Want to Get Off. And in that book, he made up some stories saying that I was doing drive-by shootings with him and that I was doing all this mad shit. And I actually you know, when he sent me the book, he went, "Oh, I've put you in a book, mate." You know, blah blah. I went, "Oh, thanks, Dave." And then when I read the book, I was like, "What are you doing, mate?"
He's entertaining.
I'm putting on rave parties. I'm dealing with council officials, licensing people, the police. And then he's putting all this stuff in it. And at the time I had a firearms license, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, they know that I've got and back then you could have a Glock 17 or Browning 9mm in your house if you got a license, right?
Yeah.
So I had that. So you know, I'm thinking this isn't a good look. I had the fucking Scotland Yard, I had the HMRC, I had the Vatman, I had everyone spinning me. Like, you know, who's your partner? This, you know, they've obviously read the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't got a partner. I said, we're just mates.
Yeah.
Right. But they were, and I said to him, I said, look, mate, I said, because of that book, I said, I can't be seen with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was annoying because he was a really good friend.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, oh, why did you fall out with Dave? And I said, I didn't fall out with him.
Yeah.
I just couldn't be with him because once you put something like that in the book, you know, if you start popping up with him, they go, oh, maybe it's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
listen, I don't know why he would do that.
But he did it to loads of people, but he did it because he thought it was funny.
Funny, and also he wouldn't have written that book. He'd have had a ghostwriter, wouldn't he? So he wouldn't have physically sat down and written that.
But he said to me, because I said, why did you put that in the book? He said, to make you look good. It's to give you a rep. I said, I don't want a rep. I'm a straight goer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, he thought it was, but I think a few people that actually were at it, that he mentioned it, but probably did get nicked. So it wasn't good to write. You know, and most people don't write books because of that. Do you know what I mean? But he had three successful books.
Yeah.
He obviously did that film Hell to Pay. He was, you know, celebrity gangster, wasn't he? I mean, he was great. He used to write a column. We had a magazine, a rave magazine, and he used to write a thing, Dodgy Dave's Rave Page. Yeah. When he'd go out clubbing and he'd tell all stories.
Yeah.
And he got
he had amazing stories. I loved his stories.
He could stand up and talk. I mean, he was.
I went to some nights he did, like stand-up nights where he did sort of after dinner speeches and stuff at events. And he was hilarious. He did one for Rise of the Foot Soldier, actually.
Yeah. Well, he was at the premiere for that, the first one, because that was 2007.
Yes.
I've always bumped into Dave. He was always at premieres and parties and events, and we always sort of said hello. And I mean, I was really shocked.
Yeah.
Obviously, when that news came out. And,
I was.
There was all the speculation, but
because you know what I will say about Dave, right? No matter what you think of Dave, or if people think they knew him when they didn't, he was always a gentleman to me. 100%. He really was. He was always a gentleman. He was never shady with me. He never was a pervert. He never tried anything. All he did was look after me. Like he genuinely did. And I personally haven't got a bad word to say about him. And I know he didn't about me. Like we just clicked. We had a friendship. We loved each other. We got each other and we just had fun when we were together. Like he was genuinely just brilliant and gentleman. He was. I remember like he had just got a brand new Rolls Royce, white or cream leather interior. And he took me and my best mate. He drove all the way to Brentwood to pick us up, to drive us to London to take us clubbing. And we got to the club, having a great time. My friend drinks too much, she gets sick. Dave's like, right, come on, let's take her home because she was a mess. So we get in the car and this girl throws up all over the inside of his brand new roller. Wow. Cream leather, she's sick all over the carpet, everything. No. And do you know what? He drove us all the way back to Brentwood with her being sick in the car and on the carpet, on the leather, everything. And we got back to mine and I was like, Dave, right, let me give you some money for the cleaning bill of the car. You know, let me give you some money. Let me like do so. And he went, absolutely not. He went, listen, I'm just glad you're both home safe. And he wasn't even angry. He just went, I'm just glad you're both home safe.
But there's not many people that would have been that calm and that generous.
No way. And he was, that's how he was with me. He just looked after me. He was just, and he didn't want anything. He didn't want anything from me. That was the thing.
Share one of your funny Dave Courtney stories then.
There's so many. Well, we went to a premiere not that long ago, actually. This was fairly recent. What was it now? Something Freddie. Oh, it might have been something about the Craze. The new film about the Craze, maybe.
Oh, was it
Steve Wraith?
It was a documentary, wasn't it? I was invited to, but I couldn't go.
Right, I think it was that.
Yeah, Steve did it. Yeah.
So Freddie Foreman was in it and a load of others. And was it that? It must have been that. Anyway, there's been so many. I get invited to all the gangster things because I know every gangster in the whole of England. So I'm like their pin-up girl that Jodie Marsh is coming.
Have you ever thought about being a gangster's mole then?
I have been a gangster's mole. Just no one knows about it.
Right, okay. I love that. Are you going to tell us or not?
No, absolutely fucking
How
not.
can you keep us hanging like
Because
that?
you don't talk about real gangsters. Listen, we can talk about faces and that, but you don't talk about real ones. So I can't remember what it was at. It was at one of them type of things, like a premiere of a gangster film. And we're all standing outside. Dave is with me, standing outside. We're all chatting. It was a hot summer's day, so we were outside rather than being inside, just getting air. And this guy comes up the street trying to talk to Dave, and he's like, Dave. And he'd obviously done something to upset Dave. Now, I don't know what, but he was trying to talk to Dave, and Dave was going, nah, fuck off, get away from me. Don't you anywhere near me, get away from me. And this guy's going, no, Dave, let me explain. And he's trying to talk, and Dave just went, mate, I told you to fuck off away from me. And the next thing, this crack, Dave slapped him round the face. Do you know slapping someone is so much more disrespectful than just punching them?
It makes a fucking loud noise.
The noise it makes. But it was so much more disrespectful than had he just punched him or someone else punched him and knocked him out or whatever. The slap, the disrespect of a slap. I've never seen a man do that before. And I literally went, and then I was like, oh my God, that's embarrassing. Because this guy, his whole face went bright red from the slap. And he literally started crying in the street. And Dave just went, now fuck off.
I'm sorry, Dave.
He was, and he was crying. And he was like, oh, sorry. And then he just ran off up the street. And none of us knew what it was about, but I've just never seen a man slap a man before. I've only ever seen them punch them and knock them out. So to see this slap that was more humiliating, I think, watching that than seeing someone get punched. Because it came from Dave and he had a hard slap and the noise it made, and then to see like the red face and the bloke in tears, I shouldn't be laughing, should I? Why do I find that funny?
Mad though, isn't it?
It was just mad. But Dave, like, there were loads of fun. So for my wedding present from Dave was a solid gold knuckle duster.
Have you used it yet?
I may or may not still have it. That was my first wedding. Second wedding, he gave me another weapon. But my first wedding was a solid gold.
You like giving people weapons.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first wedding, solid gold knuckle duster, was my wedding present from him. Loads of times, like, he would be at my family parties. He'd always want to sing because my brother was a musician, so we'd always have either his band playing or there'd always be some sort of live band or music or whatever. Dave would always sing Fats Domino, Blueberry Hill. That was his go-to karaoke song. He could not wait to get on the mic and sing that. He was just hilarious and funny all the time.
Well, R.I.P. David. Yes.
I miss him.
OBE. Dave Courtney, OBE.
That was a shit year for me, you know. I lost 3 friends that year. Old friends as well. Like Dave, who I'd known since I was 17. Another guy who I'd known, one of the guys I'd only known maybe 7 years, but the other one I'd known since I was 18. It's a shit year. Can people stop dying now?
Yeah, we're getting sick of it.
Sick of it.
And at what point? Because obviously you've got this thing with the tattoos, right? When did you actually start having tattoos done?
I think I was 15 when I had my first.
See, I didn't even know you had any tattoos. Right, okay.
No, do you know why? So, this is mad. My first tattoo, by the way, says cheeky and it's on my bum.
That's why nobody's seen it.
Yeah. But it's like got a double meaning because obviously cheeky, bum cheek, but it was also my horse's name. So her name was Cheeky. So I had her name put on my bum. That was my first tattoo when I was about 15. The reason no one knew for years that I had so many tattoos is all of the lads mags, when I was modelling for all the lads mags, tattoos weren't fashionable and it wasn't cool to have tattoos. And I was covered. I had a full sleeve and tattoos everywhere. They used to airbrush them out.
I was going to say, because it was like, I don't remember, and then all of a sudden it's like you pop up with these tattoos.
No,
I didn't know if you
I
just went...
had them for years and years and years and nobody knew. they used to airbrush them all out. So all of a sudden one day tattoos became cool and they stopped airbrushing them out and everyone was like, what? She's got a full sleeve. Where did that come from? Like, and I was like, I've had it years. But they just airbrushed them all out. The only one they left, I had a little one on my belly that I've actually had covered now that said porn star. And they used to leave that one in because they thought it was sexy. And that was a dare that me and my mate went and had silly tattoos one day. I had porn star and she had bitch. I mean, we were just nuts. We were nuts. That was a mistake. But yeah, they used to leave the porn star one in and then they airbrushed everything else out. So no one knew for years I had tattoos.
And, you know, you sort of, I know that there was some things about you being a vegetarian and then you become a vegan. What was the reason for you being a vegetarian in the beginning? Was it just because you loved animals?
Yeah. So I turned veggie at 5 years old, and that's because I said I was this child that used to go, why? And I was badgering my mum about what is our food, like what is dinner. Yeah. So say it was like a shepherd's pie or a spaghetti bolognese or whatever it was, I'd be like, but what is it? What is it? And then eventually at 5 years old, my mum went, well, do you remember when we went to the farm and we saw that cow that you saw and stroked? And I was just like, no, thank you.
So you were talking earlier about dating people, right? So you meet somebody and you like them. Do they have to then convert to becoming a vegan or vegetarian? So if they're sitting there having a steak, you're like, cool with that?
Right, so my house is a vegan house. Right. So I will not have, they can have takeaway meat in the house, but I won't cook meat for them. I used to. Years ago, I used to cook meat for all my boyfriends, good steaks as well. And like, I'm a good cook. I'm a really good cook. And I used to cook meat for all my boyfriends. But I've realised that one thing I've always done is I've done too much for them. Right. Yeah, it's always me. I'm the giver. I'm giving all the time, money. I'm looking after them. I'm cooking for them. I'm doing all the washing, the cleaning. I do everything. And then I'm providing. And, you know, it's like the roles reversed. It's like I'm the man and they're the boy. Girl, do you know what I mean? They might as well have a vagina. And so I did used to cook meat all the time for men, and then now that's a line. Now that's like a boundary now for me. I'm like, my house is a vegan household. If you want to get a takeaway and bring meat into the house, that's fine, right? And they do. Like my male friends will go and get a kebab or a pizza with meat on it or whatever. That's fine. Do what you want. Don't care. When we're out, eat what you want. Don't care. If I'm cooking, it's vegan. But I'm such a good cook that all my male friends who are all big meat eaters absolutely adore my cooking to the point they're always saying, you should do a cookbook. You should do a cookbook.
There you go. You've heard it first. Jodie Marsh cookbook.
Because honestly, I'm not like bragging, but I am a really decent cook. And if I make a shepherd's pie, say, you wouldn't even know. You'd think it was real meat. Because the alternatives now are so good. And I will make all the normal dishes, but just with, you know, meat alternatives. And yeah, all my friends love my cooking. So, and even they've eaten stuff they would never normally eat. Right. You know, like, so most men will go to a restaurant and go steak and chips. They wouldn't think to order like let me think of a good vegan dish, but like even just a pasta dish, they wouldn't order a pasta dish over steak and chips, say. Right. Whereas if I do pasta, I do it properly. Like I cook like a real Italian. Like I mean, I make everything from scratch. I do not use jars or bottles or anything. Everything's from scratch. Organic vegetables, blah blah blah. Like I make the best food. So like if I serve a pasta, it's not just a standard pasta. It's like the best pasta you'll ever have. And my mates just cannot get enough of it. I cook probably 4 nights a week for like 5-6 people at a time. And they love it. They can't get enough.
So if you're friends with Jodie, you're not going to be hungry.
Never. I'm a feeder. I am a feeder. Big time.
And we spoke briefly earlier about the bodybuilding stuff.
Oh.
Where did that come from? Because it was so bizarre. Like, I remember reading about it. I thought, what was it? You know,
what is she doing?
No, but you know when someone goes, here's a girl, she's a glam model, she's famous, she's this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden I'm bodybuilding now. And it's like, what was the sort of calling for that? Was it just something you fancied doing? Or
kind of, but it was how it actually happened was I was partying loads, going out sort of 7 nights a week, partying. And then it was coming up to my 30th birthday, and I realised the partying wasn't making me happy anymore. It just wasn't. I was fed up. Like, everybody in the clubs was shallow and vacuous, you know, didn't have brains, couldn't hold a decent conversation, and it was just, the whole thing was just shallow, and I'd had enough of it. And so one day, basically, it was just before I turned 30, I thought, I'm going to sort my life out. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop partying. I'm going to sort my life out. I'm going to get in shape, and I'm going to eat healthy. And because at that point I was living on takeaways as well, which as a vegetarian at that point, I was living on basically chips, and bread and pizza. So I joined a gym, and there was a guy in there who, when I did my GCSEs at school, I did a photography GCSE, and I walked into a gym in Brentwood and asked, can I take pictures of all you guys training as part of my coursework for my GCSE? They were all big hench bodybuilders, like absolutely enormous, you know, shredded. And I took these wicked photos of them all training, all sweat dripping off them and that. Really cool, like black and white pictures for my coursework. Anyway, I was 15 when I did that. I walk into my gym at nearly 30, and this guy comes up to me and he goes, Jodie. I went, yeah. And he went, I'm the guy you took photos of for your coursework, GCSE. And I went, no way. And he said, what are you doing? I said, well, I just want to get in shape. I don't want to party anymore. I want to get in shape. I want to sort my life out. And he went, well, what do you want to achieve? I said, I want to get toned all over. I was slim. I was always slim, but I wasn't toned. Like, I was wobbly but slim, if you know what I mean. So I said, I want to get toned. And he went, well, I can do that. He said, I don't want any money. He said, just training you will give me so much publicity. I went, okay. I went, well, it's my 30th birthday in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it was. I said, and I'm basically wearing nothing. So you've got to make my body look really, really, really good for that. Because I basically wore nipple pasties and a pair of knickers to my 30th birthday. And he did. He smashed my body in like 3 weeks. He got it in shape. Like, I had definition. You could see actual lines in my stomach, and like, you know, it really made a difference in that few weeks. And then that was it. I had the bug then. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. My body looks insane. And then what led me to actually compete was that where I trained was a big bodybuilding gym anyway. So they were all bodybuilders in there, some natural, some on steroids. And I watched one of the girls in the gym compete, and I saw her on stage in a little glittery bikini with a 6-pack, and she looked fucking amazing. And I went, I want to do that. And I said that to my trainer at the time. I said, I want to do that. And he went, are you serious? I went, yes, I want to do it. I went, I want to look like that. I just loved it. I loved how she looked she looked so feminine and beautiful and sexy. Yeah. She had this beautiful bikini on with all the sparkles and all. She just looked amazing, but she had a 6-pack, and I was like, that's so fucking cool. I want to do that. And then I did.
Wow. And you know, it's crazy because once you'd actually achieved that and you competed, did you win anything?
Yeah, I became champion of America.
Get up.
Come on. Told you I don't do things by halves. I'm going to do something, I do it properly.
And what's happened after that? Or did you just think, well, I've done it now, I'm moving on to the next thing?
Yeah, because after that I competed I was natural. So I became the INBF champion of America, which is International Natural Bodybuilding Federation. So I competed in all natural shows. One in America, you can't get bigger than that. You can't get higher than that because, of course, all like your Mr. Olympias and all that, they're all steroids. Well, obviously, I'm not going to do steroids. So
it might look a bit weird when you start
and grow a beard and stuff. And then your clitoris grows into a penis as well.
That'd be scary.
Which I've actually seen.
That's scary.
Yeah, I've seen a woman whose clit grew into a mini penis from steroids. Wow. Terrifying. But anyway, so you can't get bigger than what I won. So I was like, oh, I've won the biggest one now. Like, what do I do, sort of thing.
So it was steroids or that was it? I mean, you can't go any higher.
No. Right. So what I did was I competed in a steroid show as a natural. Right. So I was the only natural in the whole show. I still placed 4th.
Wow.
Which is fucking amazing. And then I thought, oh, bored now. because I'd done you couldn't get bigger than what I'd done. So then I was just like, I carried on training. I never stopped training. I carried on training then, but there's no point competing because it's like, well, the only thing I could have done is gone back to that same competition the following year to try and keep my crown sort of thing. But it's like, once you're a champion of America, it's like, there's no excitement anymore to keep the crown. I was like, I've done it. I've been the champion of America. There's nothing bigger than that.
And there was obviously you've done so many different TV appearances.
Yeah.
But the one I wanted to speak about was the Jeremy Kyle one.
God, I don't even remember that.
Because there was.
I know I went on Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, but I
as a celebrity, as a celebrity version.
Because I always remember that was always, the guy sort of shagged his neighbour.
Yeah. It was always he did a few
weird.
celebrity ones where he had celebs on to talk about their life. I can't remember.
Oh, so it's more like a Jeremy Kyle interviews.
Yeah.
Jodie Marsh. Oh, I thought you were going to tell me
No.
that you'd shagged somebody's
No.
brother or something.
Sake. Where'd you get him from?
I didn't see it.
It was like a celeb one. He did it with a few people. I think, I don't know, someone else went on it.
I didn't see it, and I just thought, when I saw Jeremy Kyle, it made me laugh, and I thought, she's
gone on it because she shagged her first cousin and then married her brother, and no.
That is bad.
No, it was like he was interviewing me, I think. I can't even remember, but I know he just chatted about my life.
So you did a book.
Yeah.
And it was called Keeping It Real.
Yeah.
Did Ali G inspire you for that title?
No.
Right, okay. Because I just imagine when I saw
that was
it
before Ali G, I think, when that book came out.
Do you know what? I just remember the book. I remember it was in the top 10. It was Sunday Times bestseller.
It was the best-selling book of its year.
I mean, unbelievable.
I think that was before Ali G. And the reason it was called Keeping It Real is because I had this massive feud with Katie Price where she'd had her boobs done and I hadn't yet had mine done. She used to say, oh, she's got saggy tits. And I used to go, well, at least mine are real, love. Right. And also I used to say, oh, I'm realer in general as a person. Like, as in, what you see is what you get with me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Everything you see with me is real. I don't bullshit. There's no fakeness. Like, if I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'll tell you I don't like you. Or I'll tell you I love you, and it's real. So my whole life has been about keeping it real, as in.
So Ali G stole that, obviously.
Probably.
He stole that.
I actually don't know. I would hazard a guess that my book was called that before Ali G.
So he stole Keeping It Real.
Yeah. I do love Sacha Baron Cohen though.
He's brilliant.
He's fucking hilarious.
But so Sacha Baron Cohen, aka Ali G, stole your book title.
Yeah.
And then there was this DJ fucking turned up, Jodie Marsh.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't.
And I actually remember thinking, surely, that's passing off. She's nicking your name.
Oh, don't. And also, she's still going now and still using my name, still using the name now.
Wow.
Still going. And sometimes I think when she's been interviewed, I say she, but she's a drag queen, isn't she?
Well, no, I didn't know whether she. I mean, I say she could be a he. I don't know.
I think he's a man.
So he identifies as a man.
He's a drag queen, I think. But Jodie Marsh, I think, has said a few times in interviews, no, it's nothing to do with Jodie Marsh. Well, it clearly is, love, because you came out on the scene about 2 years after me. Like, she wasn't around, and then she suddenly popped up using that name.
Do you know what? I when I saw that, I thought it was a fucking liberty.
Yeah.
And I did actually think, why don't you start DJing? Because I reckon you could absolutely kill it. You've heard of Jodie Marsh. I'm the fucking real one to Jodie Marsh.
This is true. One of my best friends is a DJ, and I've been going out clubbing with him quite a lot recently. I've sort of, the feral in me has awakened, and I've been having some nights out on the town, which I haven't done for many years because I've been a proper grown-up now for many years.
Now you're letting you add that.
And now I've gone a bit crazy. I think it's because I fell in love and had my heart broken, and then I sort of went, wah, and went off the rails and went, fuck it. I'm going to turn back into the feral wild child. And
but you know what, DJing now is fairly easy.
Yes.
Because, you just, as long as you
yes,
know how to work.
I've never done it, but I could learn it.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know what bangers you like in the club.
Yes.
So it's just about selecting the bangers, queuing them up,
and
learning the tech.
Yeah.
And people, I'll have a bet with you now, you will absolutely crack it. That's another thing you can do. You've been a bodybuilding champion.
Yeah.
You've been a glam model. You've been
the
a celebrity.
problem is I don't have time. I run an animal rescue now. I work 7 days a week, from 7 in till 1 in at night. Like, it's non-stop.
Well, have you got time for love? You're saying you want a fella, but when
he'll have to come and help on the farm, won't he?
I mean, you're high maintenance, Jodie. You really are. Fucking help on the farm. I'm not going to cook you any meat. Like, you've got to be nice to me. You've got to tell me my bum looks good in everything.
Yes. You've got to tell me you want to eat my bum. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. No, and can I just say, that is not hard work on the farm. It's things like driving tractors and diggers and dumpers.
So it's like boy stuff.
It's boy stuff. Like, they fucking love it. Every man that's ever been to that farm has fucking loved it. They don't want to leave.
And I want to talk about the farm because I know you said right in the beginning that you loved animals and you know you always wanted, you were an animal lover.
Yeah.
But and there was a rumor, and it's probably true, but I'm going to ask you that you actually joined OnlyFans so you could pay for the farm. Is that true?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, that is fucking insane. Most people do it for money, but you did it because you wanted to set up a farm.
I'd already set up my farm. So I already had the animal rescue, but I moved house to somewhere with a lot more land, and I needed to do the perimeter fencing of the whole property. Needed to be like...
You live on the farm?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I live on the sanctuary. So we call it farm because it's called Fripp's Farm, but yeah, it's an animal sanctuary. But I needed to do the perimeter fencing all the way around the property, obviously for security and safety and all the rest of it. Well, that cost 65 grand. So I jumped on OnlyFans, made 65 grand in the first week and paid for the fencing.
Get up!
And then I paid the staff wages for 2 years from my OnlyFans.
I mean, fuck me. I mean, most people do OnlyFans because they want to buy bags or shoes or go on nice holidays, but you did it for the animals, basically.
Yeah, I paid the staff wages for 2 years out of my OnlyFans. I didn't earn a penny from it. All the money I earned on OnlyFans went to my staff.
So you still doing OnlyFans now?
Yeah.
Okay. So...
But that still goes on the animals.
OnlyFans, right? Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. You're obviously using it for good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, there must be some fucking crazy stories or some mad shit. I mean, how long you been on there now? 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, three years maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of fun.
But what? There must be some crazy shit. There must
So,
be, I mean, when you say
I
a lot
have
of
my
fun,
slaves on there who want me to abuse them. So
people pay you.
yeah, to
Is that
abuse
when you
them.
become Jodie Marsh?
That's good.
I know, I've been practicing.
Yeah, people pay for me to abuse them, so they want to be called names and shouted at and talked and told they've got a tiny cock, and they do. They do. They pay me to tell them that their cock is the most smallest, pathetic cock I've ever seen.
Can you we do like a little bit of role play, right? So I'm one of your slaves.
Yeah.
And I'm paying you and I want you to abuse me. So what would you say?
So what I normally do is I would send them voice notes. So they pay for a voice note or a video. And so the video or the voice note, I would be like, "You're pathetic. Look at you, your tiny little cock. You fucking disgust me. Get on your fucking knees." Stuff like that.
And then they say one but going, okay.
They go, "Okay, queen." They call me queen or goddess.
I love that.
"Okay, goddess. What else do you want me to do, goddess?" And I'll be like, "You just fucking stay on all fours, you fucking pathetic loser. Look at that tiny fucking penis."
And they actually enjoy it?
Yeah.
Wow.
They pay for it. They love it.
Do you know something? This is opening up a whole new world to me. But then you must have some normal ones as well, right?
Yes, amazing ones. I had a guy 2 weeks ago message me on OnlyFans and he said, "I've had to come and join your OnlyFans to send you a message because you're not seeing my messages on Instagram," because I've got an Instagram that they can message on, but I hardly ever see the messages. And he said, "I've had to join your OnlyFans just so that you will see this message. I just want to give you some money for the sanctuary." Well, he ended up giving me £1,000. He gave me 1,000, not me, but into the Fripp's bank account. He donated £1,000 that night into Fripp's, just for the animals.
So if anybody
he was
wants to
amazing.
donate,
Yeah.
hook up with
OnlyFans.
Jodie Marsh on her OnlyFans.
Yeah, but it was amazing. You know, so I've got amazing ones on there, like where they literally love what I do with the animals and they're supportive and they will come on there and ask me, "How's the farm going? How's you all right? Like what you've been up to, da da da." And they're genuinely nice guys, but obviously you do get a lot of fetish people on there. So I've got ones that have got foot fetishes and they just want to see my feet. Luckily I have got nice feet. But you get all the slaves and they also call themselves pay pigs, where they want to buy you stuff, but they want to be told and shouted at what to buy. So it's like, "Right, buy me these shoes. I want these shoes." Like, and then so they're called pay pigs.
I mean, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Because, I mean, anything you want, right? You just go,
Yeah.
get me a pair of them Christian Louboutin shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. But so you got all the fetish people that like all the different stuff, and then you've just got ones that are just really, really, really highly sexed who are constantly wanking wanking and constantly, you know, wanting to show me pictures or videos of them wanking.
I mean, that must be...
There's a lot of men that pay me to look at their asshole as well. So they'll send a picture of their asshole.
What, is it open or closed, or just...
Like pulling it apart. Like bent over and pulling
why?
it apart.
I don't get it.
I don't know, but they'll pay me.
Have you never just said, like, why?
No, because I just say, give me 50 quid and I'll open it.
Say nice bottle.
Because what it is, when they send a picture, they have to pay for you to open it. It doesn't just pop up. Like, for you to actually open it, they have to pay me. Right. So I'll say, we'll send 50 quid and I'll open it. So they send the 50 quid, I open it, and it's just a picture of their asshole. And then they want to know what I think of it.
It's amazing.
And I do ratings on there.
So you've become an arsehole specialist.
Yes.
And a cock specialist.
Yes, I do ratings. So for 50 quid, you can do a rating where they send me a picture of their cock and I rate it out of 10. And
what if you give them 0?
That's on them. They've asked. I don't.
Are you always truthful?
I'm too kind. I wouldn't ever do that.
Oh, that's 10 out of 10. That's the best one I've seen all day.
Yeah. I'm far too kind. I would never, unless they want me to abuse them, I wouldn't be nasty, ever.
And what is the most fucked up thing someone's asked you to do?
Definitely the digestive biscuit story, which was, oh no, actually there's a few. So the digestive biscuit was, he sent me a picture of a digestive biscuit that he'd just spunked onto, a chocolate digestive biscuit, he'd spunked onto it. And he sent me the picture of it and went, look what you've just made me do, because he'd just watched one of my videos or whatever. And then he sent another picture with a bite taken out of it and he went, now I'm eating it. His own spunk on a digestive biscuit. And I was like, okay, if that's what makes you tick, then...
I mean, look, I don't want to name and shame the fella, but it's a bit of a weird thing. It's a bit...
I learned a new thing yesterday. Listen, people are weird. I learned a new thing yesterday that I'd never heard of until yesterday called frubing. Do you know what frubing is?
I know I need to get out more.
This is joyful. So frubing is when men wank into a condom and then pin it to a tree. Yeah. And other men go out looking for the condoms, and when they find it, they drink it. Wow. And that's a real thing. You can Google that, frubing. And the reason it's called frubing is because it's like those frube things that you used to suck. Those frube, were they lollies or sweets or something, and they used to suck them. Wow. So it's called frubing, and it's a real thing. And I only learnt this yesterday because someone was talking about it. They went, yeah, frubing. Oh, that was it. Someone's husband, and they were about to get married. She suddenly caught an STD. No, got herpes around her mouth and was like, where the fuck has this come from? And it turned out her husband had been frubing. He'd been going out, pulling condoms off trees and drinking it.
This is a health warning. Do not go frubing because you might get an STD and you might give it to your wife or your girlfriend and you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yes. Disgusting. But what is that? Who wants to do that? Who wants to go out drinking stale out of a condom of another man?
It is very weird.
It's not normal.
And so that's 2 f***ed up things. Have you got any more?
I've got loads of men with the foot fetishes where they just want pictures of my feet standing in mud, which is really good because obviously I live on a farm, so I can just go and walk outside barefoot and just stand in the mud. And they'll pay for pictures of my feet in the mud. Right. They love feet pictures, and especially anything that's you standing in something dirty or whatever. What else? I had one yesterday. What was the guy yesterday that was making me laugh? I've got a guy that now does edging, but to himself. So basically, he won't wank all week, and he's messaging me all week, and he won't wank all week until Sunday. He saves it all up for a Sunday, and then has like this big explosive, which he says is 10 times better than any other because he's waited for it and da-da-da. And he's got himself horny all week, but not actually come. Right. And then he just says, because it's the best week of his life on a Sunday. Wow. But all week he send me pictures showing the build up to this Sunday week.
I mean, honestly, on a serious note though, doing this for like 2 or 3 years, do you sort of find it funny, or do you find it to sometimes? I mean, because it must affect your mental health in some way.
I think it would have done, but not now. Like I'm too old now. Like things just don't affect me. other than like your best friend who breaks your heart, you know. But I think I sort of feel like now each to their own. Like if that's what turns you on, then crack on, mate.
As long as the animals are right,
Yes.
I'm sweet.
Yeah. And it's sort of like, I don't care. Like, I think everyone's got their own kinks and fetishes, you know. I like being dominated in the bedroom. That's my kink. Like, I want a guy to dominate me. And so we all have our own little kinks and things we like. And I just sort of think each to their own. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. Like, as long as it's not hurting anyone and not like highly illegal, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. So I actually think it's quite brave of them to be openly saying what that kink is. Like, because a lot of people wouldn't even want to say it, would they? Like, I think it's quite brave that they just come out and say it.
It's intimate though, isn't it? That somebody will actually share this stuff with someone they don't really know. And you know, I mean,
but I think my fans feel like they do know me because they followed me for so many years and they know the real me. Actually, my fans probably know the real me better than bloody men that are trying to get to know me do. Like, because they just know me, like they know what I'm about and, you know, they see what I do and the love I have for my animals and my friends. And I just think that, yeah, my fans and my followers feel safe with me, and they should do because I do respect them, like I do. And so, yeah, so there are some wild things on OnlyFans, like, and they're crazy and whatever, and I can laugh about it, and I laugh about it with them, but at the same time, it's like, if that's your kink, that's your kink, like crack on. And if I can help with that, I will, you know.
And change the subjects. Like we talked about, you had the thing with Kelly Price where she was obviously, you know, complaining about your tits or whatever it was. Did you ever sort of become friends again, or
no?
So you've always been. It's been the battle of the glamour babes.
Yeah, it was always back when she was called Jordan. It was always Jodie v Jordan, always. Now,
if it was still going on now, like if you were both in your 30s, you'd be having one of their Misfits boxing matches, wouldn't you?
Yes, I did have a boxing match against a glamour girl,
right?
Years and years ago. I hated it. My mum couldn't watch. She was in tears in like ringside like that. It was at the Manchester MEN Arena, and it was awful. Oh my God!
That's a great venue for boxing as well.
Yeah, but it was awful.
What was the result? Did you win or
draw? But we proper smacked the shit out of each other, and I hated it. Because I'm not violent. Like, I'm not an aggressive person, so I trained properly for it. I sparred with real boxers and everything. Like, I properly trained for it. I was sparring every day. Like, I loved the actual technique and the fitness element. But then when I actually got in the ring and we started smacking each other, I was like, that really hurts, and I don't like it.
And you know, because you've been through the mill with the press, with relationships, with all the different things. Anybody watching this, whether they're a man, whether they're a woman, what advice would you give to them in you know, when you're going through life and you have the highs, you have the lows? What have you used to actually get you through it?
Gratitude. Always be grateful for everything that's good in your life. Even the smallest thing, even on your shittest day when you think your life is falling apart around you, you've got no money, you don't know how you're going to get through it, you haven't got a roof over your head, whatever it is, the shittest things that you're going through, you can always still find something to be grateful for. And gratitude, the law of attraction, is real. And if you are still grateful for even the smallest things, more good will come to you.
That's good. That's good advice.
And I believe that with all my heart. Like, you know, and also just being grateful and having gratitude just makes you happier anyway as a person, because instead of dwelling on the negative, you're actually focusing on the positive, whatever that may be. You know, at the shittest time in my life, where I had no money coming in, I thought I was going to lose my house, I was miserable, depressed, crying every day, blah, blah, blah. Then I read The Secret and started using manifestation and gratitude. And one of the things I remember being grateful for was, because I love nature and, you know, all things animals and earth and Capricorn, so I love everything to do with the earth and nature. And I remember watching a bird on the bird feeder, and I remember just sitting watching it and going, that's beautiful, that's really beautiful. And that was the thing that day that I focused on to be grateful for, that I'd seen this beautiful bird feeding right in front of me, and it was the tiniest thing, but it got me through that day. Like, as in, instead of dwelling on the negative, I kept focusing on this beautiful bird and going, that's amazing. Anyway, it sounds ridiculous, but it works. Gratitude.
Genuinely, I'm glad you shared that because I'm spiritual and I believe in the power of, positivity and gratitude. And the thing is, there's a lot of people that will be listening to or watching this podcast that are going through a tough time.
Yes.
That have lost somebody or feel like they've got nothing.
Yes.
Or split up with their wife or lost, they don't talk to their kids about a row or whatever. But I think...
Do you know what I did once, again, at one of my lowest points in my life? I actually did a thing called 100 Days of Gratitude. And what I did, you can either write this down or you can post it on Instagram. I posted it on Instagram. Was I did 100 Days of Gratitude. And every day at the end of the day, I had to post a picture of something I'd taken a picture of that day that I was grateful for that day. So every single day for 100 days. So I'd do day one, it might be a picture of the food I'd eaten for lunch. Grateful that I had this lovely meal. That was a lovely meal. Well, after you've done that for 100 days, you can't be negative and miserable because every day you're going, but look at all that I was posting the dog walks I was doing, the food I was eating, the friends I'd seen, the walk I'd just had in the sunshine, and you look back over that 100 days and go, actually, life's pretty good. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think wherever you are in life, there's always somebody better. There's always somebody worse.
You shouldn't compare yourself to anyone ever.
That's why you shouldn't, because you might go, poor me.
Yeah.
There's somebody fucking worse.
Way worse.
There's someone better.
Yeah.
And even, it's weird. I think everybody has to go through some element of shit in their life.
Yes.
And people do get curveballs in their life.
Yes.
And I think you just have to, you just have to go through it. And
I believe as well in not ever having regrets. So I think everything you do in life is a lesson. So don't regret anything. Just, you can make mistakes, and we all make mistakes, and I've done some many stupid things in my life, but I don't regret any of it. Like, I've learned from it. It is a lesson. Move on. Like, forget it, move on. Learn the lesson from it, whatever the lesson was. Move on. I think everything happens for a reason anyway. So that was meant to teach you a lesson so that you didn't do that again, or so you didn't fuck something else up badly or whatever. Learn from it. We never stop learning. Doesn't matter how old you are, you never stop learning. Never compare yourself to anyone ever. Worry about you. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Worry about what you're doing. And also believe in yourself.
100%.
Because if it's so easy to listen to noise around you. Like I got told, you'll never make it as a bodybuilder. Well, a year later, I was champion of America. Like, don't listen to noise around you. If you want to do something, go for it. Start taking tiny steps towards it, because even those tiny steps are bringing you closer to the thing you want. Like, you might not be able to get it straight away, but if you don't take any steps, you're never going to get it.
But I also think as well, lots of people when they're going through life, if they come from the working classes or they come from an underprivileged childhood, they think that they're not worthy. They think they can't achieve greatness.
Yeah.
And I think, you have to, if you don't have a go, you never know.
Yeah.
And that is really, and I was on a couch that I had nothing. And I literally, every day when I used to walk to the town centre because I couldn't afford the bus.
Yeah.
And I walked past all the big houses and I'd be like, I want to fucking live in one. Man, I'll get off the state. And even when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, I was thinking that. So I was actually using law of attraction without even
knowing it. I did, like I said to you, when I kept saying it was when I'm famous, not if I'm going to get famous. That was law of attraction. I didn't even know what it was then, but I manifested it. I went in my head, I'm going to be a famous model. End of.
And loads of people say, what a load of bollocks, what a load of mumbo jumbo.
It's not.
And look, there are bits about The Secret, right, that if anybody reads the book or anyone follows, that I do think are a little bit bollocky.
Yeah.
Like, sitting there and going, I want a red Ferrari. I want a red Ferrari. It's not going to turn up when you drive, right? You can say you want it.
Listen, let me give you an example.
Take massive action because
you have to
do it.
But right, let me give you an example. So I bought the Secret Gratitude book, which is the book you write in. So in this book, you as you open it like that, on this side, you write things you're grateful for now, things you've got now. So I would say today, I'm grateful that I met Terry Stone and we had a wicked podcast and I loved every minute of it.
It's the best podcast we've ever done.
Yeah.
Give me 5.
Right, so I'd write that in that side. On this side, you write things you want to happen or what things you want in the future, but you write it like you've already got it. So one of the first things I wrote on this side of the book was, I'm so grateful for my brand new Audi Q7, top of the range with every single extra on it. Right, that was on the first page of the book. Now, when I wrote that, I was skint. I had no work. I'd taken a holiday from my mortgage with the bank. I didn't know if I was going to be able to start repaying my mortgage again. So at that point, I thought I was going to lose my house. I was borrowing money off friends and family to eat. I was living on Tesco's basic bread and eggs. I was making scrambled egg on toast every night for my dinner. Like, I literally had no money. I was depressed, skint, no work, no jobs coming in, no nothing. I'd been a year before. My life was just a shit show. Right? And I had nothing. And I remember laughing as I wrote this line in the book. I'm so grateful for my brand new Audi Q7 with all extras, top of the range, brand new, right? A year later, I drove it out the showroom.
100%. But the thing is, you it didn't just turn up.
It didn't.
You put it out there.
Yes.
But then you went for it.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't know when I wrote that.
You don't know how you're going to get it.
I didn't know how.
It doesn't matter.
And it was what it was. It was my bodybuilding. So I then started the bodybuilding. Because actually, when my trainer came up to me and said, I can help you do that, I actually said to him, I've got no money. I can't pay you. And he went, I don't want your money. Like, training you will get me free publicity. And I was like, okay. And this opportunity fell into my lap. And I went, yeah, let's do it. And then next thing, the whole thing was filmed. It was a TV show. Then I was back earning money again, big money. Then I won in America. Then the money was huge again. And then I suddenly had too much money. So it was like, right, go and buy yourself a new car. Like, spend some money. Do you know what I mean?
But there's a friend of mine who does like a mentoring thing. And bits of it are like from The Secret. Bits of it are from Grant Cardone. But the thing that he said, you can sit there and manifest whatever you want, right? But it won't just turn up. You have to then go, right.
There were steps.
And like you said, like if you hadn't done a bodybuilding, you
wouldn't have happened. Yes.
But the thing is, I think what people do is they're frightened to wish for things.
Yeah.
And like they do, they talk themselves out of it. They go, well, how am I going to afford that?
Yes.
But the fact that you've gone, well, I want it and I'm going to have it.
Yeah, but even when I wrote it, I didn't believe I was going to have it.
Oh, really?
No, because I was laughing. I'm sat there skint. I can't even fucking afford to buy food. I'm laughing. Do you know what I mean? I'm like sat going as if I'm going to have a brand new Q7.
Right.
Like, I was genuinely laughing, and then when I took the steps I took, like with the bodybuilding, like when I took those steps to actually do all of that, which led to me getting the Q7. When I wrote that about the Q7, I didn't even know about bodybuilding. I hadn't started it yet. It wasn't even an idea in my brain yet.
But this is one of the profound things that he teaches. He says, when you've written something down and you obviously wanted it, even though you said, I don't know how I'm going to get it, he said, the universe will move things around.
Yes.
So that you get it.
Yes.
But you got to believe in it.
You've got to believe in it.
And obviously you, like, because you was in that terrible place, because you took that step and went, actually, I've got to do something. You know, I'm desperate.
Yes.
And the thing is that the bodybuilding thing, so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are the odds of you walking in that gym and seeing that guy that you took them pictures of 20 years ago, whenever it was?
Yeah, the universe.
But that's what I mean. So
everything happens for a reason.
That's what I love about The Secret. But I think some people will sit there and go, I want to ride a Ferrari. And then when it don't turn up, they go, it's a load of bollocks.
Yes.
But if you apply
they don't understand how it works.
You've got to apply it.
Yes. And that's why the gratitude, I think, is the most important part, because actually, even if you don't believe you're going to have a Ferrari, you can be grateful every single day. And the more grateful you are, the more positive you attract. So the better your life becomes anyway. 100%. So therefore, forget your red Ferrari, just be grateful every day, because actually you'll be happier as a person. Be grateful for everything you've got. Be grateful for all the good. Be grateful you've got a roof over your head, or food on the table, or, you know, good friends or good family, or whatever it is that's good in your life. Be grateful for it instead of moaning and dwelling on negative. Like I always say, one thing I've done is I've cleared all the toxic people out of my life. So I only have amazing people in my life. And I did have some really toxic people around me, and they've all gone. One thing I always say is people are either drains or radiators. If you're a drain, you're draining me. Obviously, you're sucking the life out of me. You're a drain. You're dragging me down with you. You're depressing, you're negative, you're moaning, you're rude.
Go and
you're
stand over there.
whatever. Yeah. If you're a radiator, you radiate. You're warm. You're radiating kindness and warmth and love and all those things. So I always say, get rid of the drains, keep the radiators. That's it. Simple rule to live by. You got toxic people in your life, get rid of them. Get rid. Because all it will do is drag you down with them. So get rid of toxic, get rid of the drains, keep the radiators, and then that's the best start into finding happiness within yourself.
For you now, Jodie, obviously we've gone through so much, but what are the next steps for you? What have you got, like a list of things that you're going, we want to hear them, come on.
So
even if you got 3, you know what I mean? But
so obviously the animal sanctuary is all I care about now. So that has been my life stream anyway. I've wanted it since I was a kid. I finally got it. I'm the happiest I've ever been. But this is me. I want bigger and better. So the next step is to buy a castle with 1,000 acres of land, minimum, maybe more. But I want a castle with 1,000 acres. And because I want to do that so I can rescue more animals. Because obviously when, there's always a space limit on how many you can rescue. So the bigger the land, the more you can rescue.
You really are going to be the queen, aren't you?
I'm going to have a castle and 1,000 acres. It will happen.
I love that.
And we've actually got plans, me and my best friends, to actually move into the castle all together and live there together. Not like a weird commune, but like a bunch of best friends who all run, because all my best friends run the animal sanctuary. So all my best friends work at the animal sanctuary with me and help on the animal sanctuary. Like my best, closest friends, some male, some female. And so we want to get this castle and then all live together on site to run the animal sanctuary together. So that's the big goal and plan, is to get the castle and lots of land. Personally, for me, yes, I would like to meet someone and fall in love. Failing that, I'd just like a really good buddy. Well,
at least you're honest. At least you're honest.
No, because there is nothing a man can bring to my life other than if he's a millionaire and can like give us money for the animals or whatever. There's not
desperately seeking donors.
Yeah, because it's true though. Because my life is so good. I have everything I need and want. Right, I love my life. My house is beautiful. I've got all my rescued animals. I work 24/7 for them anyway. I'm very, very busy. I've got the best friends in the world. My dad, who is like my best friend. We have the best laughs. You should come to the farm, Terry. You'd actually love it, right? The people that are there.
I've actually got some wellies as well.
You should come. You actually should come because it is the bollocks. I can't tell you. It's the fucking bollocks. I've had a lot of trolls, so I've had to now employ full-time security, which is a bit of a nightmare, but he's really fun. And even he has fitted in so well. So he's, Paul Weller, the musician, singer, songwriter, he's Paul Weller's close protection guy and has been for 30 years. And Paul's not touring this year, so Paul's let me have him. So he's now living at the farm with us. And even he fits in so well. We have such a fucking laugh. We don't stop laughing. So my life is just wonderful, right? Now, I either want to fall in love and have the true happy ending, the fairy tale, the amazing guy in the castle, or I want a buddy because if I can't find true love, I definitely still need sex. So I would like a buddy, but it's got to be, there's still rules and regulations for a buddy.
Yeah, you got to be vegan.
No. Absolutely not. What you have got to have is respect and honesty. So like with a good buddy, if you arrange to meet on a Friday night, say, you both turn up. You don't blow each other out. You don't let each other down. You don't ghost each other. Like none of that shit. No mind games, no playing games. You just go, are you free Friday night? Yes. Do you want to meet? Yes. Done. Right? There's got to be respect. So there's got to be respect and honesty. And you've got to like each other as friends,
of course,
but not want more than the sex. It gets complicated if you develop feelings, but like if you don't develop feelings, you can just have a nice buddy for many, many years and it's all good fun and games.
Do you know what? I love your honesty, Jodie, and I've enjoyed having you on the show. We've had a right laugh and we've talked about loads of crazy shit, which is amazing.
What do you mean?
But
That's such a normal life.
I'm scarred forever listening to your OnlyFans stories. I'm going to go and get some
I can
counselling.
show you the inbox right now, and you can have a look at some of the pictures I get sent if you want.
You know what?
It's hardcore.
But Jodie, genuinely, I can't wait for you to get your castle. I hope you find true love or your buddy.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And
Thanks,
you know, it's
Toby.
been amazing.
Are you going to come to the farm?
I am. I don't know when, but I will get my Hunter Willies out, and I will come and you can show me around the farm and introduce
think
me
you'd
to
love
many
it.
animals. Yeah. The only problem is though, I am high maintenance, and I only like fucking spaghetti bolognese with meat.
Well, when we have visitors to the farm,
Oh, you can make an exception.
yeah, or we take them out for dinner to a really beautiful place.
Ah.
We have a special place we take people.
You're selling it to me now.
We have a special place we take people. So we have visitors, and then we all go out for dinner, and it's beautiful. It's amazing, actually. Yeah, I think you should come.
Amazing.
We know we've got wolves and everything. We've got monkeys, wolves, foxes, meerkats, skunks, emus, raccoons, coatimundi, reptiles, llamas, alpacas, cows, sheep, pig, goats, horses,
Are the monkeys friendly or not?
Some of them are.
Right, okay.
Not all of them, but some of them are. We've got 3 troops of monkeys.
Mate, because I'd like to get, I'd love to do a bit of social media and say, pretend one of them is Michael Jackson's monkey, Bubbles. Can we do that or not? I don't know. It'd just be funny. Just say, look, a lot of people probably wondered what happened to Bubbles.
Well, you know,
just to let you know he's safe. He's on Jodie's farm.
We could do that for a funny sketch, but that was a chimpanzee, Bubbles, and mostly.
Sorry, I'm not. Have I misgendered or miss?
No, that's a monkey. But chimpanzees are very aggressive, and if you were to meet a chimpanzee now, they'd probably rip your arm off.
Wow.
They're very, very aggressive.
So we don't really want to meet chimpanzees. Okay, we just do monkeys.
But my monkeys are marmosets. They're cute.
All right, wicked. But I'm looking forward to meeting the marmosets and the monkeys. But thanks for coming on, Jodie.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Terry Stone Connection. Jodie Marsh, what a great guest. What an amazing story. And it just goes to show you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Be grateful, be positive, and make sure you like and subscribe. And we will see you on the other side.